Marvel is saved.
Yeah,
Marvel is
back.
saved.
Yeah, for
We're
now.
so back.
We're so back. That's Red Guardian. We're so back.
Yeah! Welcome back to Binge Warmers. My name is Hopper, the Thunderbolts Shocker.
That's a good one. My name is Steven. How you guys doing today?
Basically, we're looking at Thunderbolts. We'll do a non-spoiler review, a spoiler review. Then we're going to move on to some news of the week. A lot of trailers this week. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's got a new piece out. Now You See Me has a new movie coming out.
I saw the beginning of that Now You See Me trailer and was like, this is weird. What is this?
Yeah.
I skipped it thinking it was like some old marketing material.
Really?
Yeah. I thought, because it just said Now You See Me. And I was like, why is there an old Now You See Me trailer playing? Skipped right past it. I didn't know it was new.
That's got to. If you're the marketing guy who came with that trailer, you're like, God dang it, dude.
Yeah.
We're going to play some games. We've got Rushmore of Cartoon Network characters, or Cartoon Network shows, basically. We're going to also do a Keep 5, Cut 5 for MCU characters, and then we're going to poorly explain the plots of some movies. Then we're going to answer some of your questions and comments. If you want to skip to any of those segments, you can find the time codes in the description. It should also show up on the progress bar down at the bottom. Steven, how was your week this week?
It's pretty good. Watched a lot of movies.
I love that. Movies are my favorite thing in the world. What's the best movie you watched this week, Steven?
Hopper's not talking like this is our fourth take right now. No, yeah, but we both ended up going to the movies. We watched Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts, yeah!
Probably the best part of that movie was him.
I love this movie so much because it's more character focused.
Absolutely.
It's very much, this is our non-spoiler review. We'll do spoilers here in a little bit, but I love that it's focused mainly on Yelena, a character who I didn't really care about before going into this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't really care about her in Black Widow. I liked her a little bit better in Hawkeye just because of that project was a little more elevated.
Mm-hmm.
I also like that she's got so much trauma and she kind of heals by, like, sort of throwing some sass. Like, she's very sassy.
Yeah.
Like, this kind of dry wit.
Joking.
Sass.
Yeah, she's always joking to hide her pain.
Yeah, essentially. Did you like that she was sort of the focus? I didn't.
Yeah, I saw someone who essentially said this was a sequel to Black Widow.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because Yelena was the main point of view, and I like that too because we were talking about it last week. We were like, are we just tired of the ragtag bunch of crew? It was a ragtag bunch of crew, but it was told from Yelena's point of view.
Yeah.
So it wasn't exactly like a Guardians movie or, a Suicide Squad movie.
There was less focus on, like, Ghost and John Walker, even though
there
they
was
had their
no
moments.
Focus on Ghost.
Yeah. She barely made the cut, I think. She was right above the Taskmaster cut.
Yeah. Ghost was like, I want to raise hey, you're 2 seconds for the Taskmaster treatment, so you better watch yourself.
Again, no spoilers, but if you've kept up with any of the marketing for this movie, you'll probably know exactly what happens to Taskmaster.
Yeah.
So just go into it knowing, if that's your favorite character, the MCU Taskmaster,
Yeah.
don't go into this expecting a lot.
Yeah. Ghost, I think, was my biggest disappointment. There's this ongoing thing that happens to the characters throughout the movie. Yelena gets a thing like this, and so does John Walker, U.S. agent kind of thing. Ghost doesn't get one, and that's when you really know, like, okay, they didn't really care about Ghost as much.
She was third build.
She was just there to fill out the roster.
Yeah.
Those
are our, three, and Bob. Those three and Bob were, like, the core of the...
Which Bob was in Top Gun, the sequel.
Yeah. Lewis Pullman.
Yeah.
I like him. I think he's Bill Pullman's son. He's
he's really cool.
Nepo baby, but I like him.
I liked his acting in this movie.
Yeah.
The reveal for him and everything was just phenomenal.
Yeah.
I have some issues with him that I'll talk about in the spoiler one. But yeah, with the Ghost thing, like I said, just kind of fell to the wayside. But we get a lot of John Walker stuff. You end up really liking him by the end of it. Really good Yelena stuff.
Is he still going by Captain America in this?
I don't know.
They never say U.S. agent, and they throw like some shade at him, like, "Oh, you're the dollar store Captain America." Junior varsity Captain America.
That's what I love too about this movie is that 3 of the main characters are Captain America rejects. You've got the Winter Soldier, you've got the Russian.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Red Guardian.
Red Guardian, and then you've got John Walker's U.S. agent.
I like that they have a little conversation. I think it's even in the trailer, but Red Guardian's like, "What kind of serum you get?" And he's like, "Regular Hydra." And he's like, "Oh, fancy Hydra."
Yeah.
I got the Russian knockoff.
It's good, but it's not Hydra.
I like to think there's like a tier list of like whatever John's got, probably like the original flavor.
Yeah.
To Hydra down to the Red Guardian
absolutely. Stuff. Oh yeah, so back to them being like knockoffs. Yelena even calls it out. It's like, so that's all we all do is just shoot and punch, and it's very true.
I want to say this is addressed because I had that same issue. Like, there's no like variety. Like the original Avengers team had like a God and a Iron Man and
a Hulk
and Captain America. And it's like there was 3 of those guys in the original Avengers who were basically what these guys are. You got like a super soldier, a spy, and someone that's got like good aim with a bow.
Yeah.
A Ghost is essentially just like a higher tier of assassin. Like she's more like Ghost Ops, Ghost Recon.
Yeah.
And Yelena's the Black Widow variant. And then we got John Walker, who's like the
except every time she used her powers, she got shut off somehow.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
It was so far. That's like CW levels of like every time someone that needs CGI to do something, they get knocked out or they have to use like just regular abilities. It's like, why do you have them here if you can't actually use their abilities?
She was like using her ability, and that's the thing too. Like they had the budget to use the ability, but then like it would just right away get cut off.
Yeah.
It was so. I liked Ghost's kind of theme of like, okay, she vanishes, so we're thinking, oh, she's just gone she's leaving.
Yeah,
but she keeps coming back. Like that's part of her.
Oh, you came back. Elevator wasn't working.
Yeah.
I also made a mistake. I thought that was the same actress that played.
Oh, you thought that was Lara Croft? She's in that movie though. That same actress, but she's not Lara Croft.
Yeah, she's not Lara Croft. It was funny because I was watching one of the movies I watched this week was Man from U.N.C.L.E. and the person who plays Lara Croft is in the Man from U.N.C.L.E. and I was like, she looks so familiar. I looked it up. She was Lara Croft. I was like, wait, is she also Ghost? And I looked and I was like, wait, Ghost is not Lara Croft? What's going on here?
What's going on here?
So, no, that's not the same actress. I was mistaken there.
She's good, though. I do.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, I think that's my biggest. But even then, like, we're sort of done with the whole team dynamic. Mm-hmm. I think originally, like, this is watered down to a point that it becomes a completely different thing.
Yeah.
So it was Guardians of the Galaxy first. That was the first, like, ragtag group of, like, anti-hero-ish people. I mean, heroes, whatever. They're not necessarily anti-heroes. They kill people, I guess.
Red Guardian even calls them anti-heroes.
I know. yeah. I almost was like, is that like an established word in the canon? I guess it is.
Yeah.
But then that gets watered down into Suicide Squad, which was bad.
Yeah.
And then the Suicide Squad,
which was phenomenal.
Phenomenal. Kind of picked it back up. And then this is sort of, it has the same vibe of Suicide Squad, but it's not exactly that.
No.
I wouldn't exactly call it like Marvel Suicide Squad. I don't think it's the same thing because, as we'll get into in spoilers, like there's a different reason of like, wow, they kind of came together and everything.
Yeah. No, it's really good. The message too is like fighting your inner demons.
Yeah.
There's a scene I really want to talk about in the spoiler part that's just Des kind of like said something and then I made like the connections in my head and I was like, oh my God, this is perfect. So I can't wait to talk about that. But there's a lot of all of these characters are bringing baggage to where they all want to be a hero, but they've done so many dark things that they're like, can I even be a hero anymore? And they fight that throughout the whole movie, which is really good. I think it's really good. They've
all kind of been put to a place where they just have to kind of make do. Mm-hmm. And like we've even said, like I was saying earlier too, like I'm glad they acknowledged that they all punch and shoot. But at the same time, like I remember thinking when we were even talking about this, I'm like, what is Yelena and like Taskmaster and like Ghost and like Red Guardian, it's the same characters. Like, they're all the same powers. I mean, they're obviously different personality-wise, but
they were so different in the movie.
Well, yes, there's that, and also, like, that's kind of what makes them a perfect team, is, like, they're all losers. Like, that is such a big thematic element to this that, like, no one expects them to kind of rise above their limits, and they've kind of all shut themselves down in such a way, like, emotionally, that they're just doing what they can for work. And, you know, I think a big plot point in this, I think you get this in the trailers, but, like, Yelena's not fulfilled. Yeah. Like, and that's kind of a big element of it, is, like, everyone's sort of depressed and kind of they're working through their baggage. Yeah. So it's good. It almost works for it better than something like the Avengers, where they're all kind of morally competent and like they have their own special sets of skills and stuff like that. Like, this almost works better because they all do the same thing, so they all get compared to each other, so they're all equally losers, I guess. Yeah.
I do like too, because you put out a short that's actually doing some pretty good numbers right now, about like all these things you have to watch to get caught up. They put little tidbits of each of their background stories in like throwaway spots. Yeah, like they're climbing up that chute to try and get out of a certain spot, and they're like, "Oh, don't even try to emotionally dump on me. I was such and such, such and such." It's like, "Oh yeah, well I did this, this, and this," and it's really just explaining who they are for anyone who's missed out on their movie debuts, which I thought was a good way of doing it.
Some of that good humor too, of like, well, I was trained as a child to be a super soldier, so you know I can't. Yeah, or not super. I was trained as a child to be a spy, so don't try to like out baggage me.
Yeah, and it's like I lived in a lab. It's like okay, cool, you know.
What do you remember about Ant-Man and the Wasp? Do you remember that movie much?
I really don't remember much about that movie at all.
The way she gets like fixed, like she's like, I guess, you know, they there was an explosion that gave her the powers or whatever. Like her dad was doing some science thing and gave her powers. I watched Ant-Man and the Wasp this week. I don't know if I told you.
Oh,
that.
No.
I was gonna watch all of it, but then I watched that one because I was like, I don't really remember this character at all.
Yeah,
and you don't really need to watch it because she's not her personality is not a big part of it.
No, not at all.
Essentially, she's just trying to steal the building from the heroes. That's kind of. Also, freaking Walton Goggins is in that. You remember him? He's like this Sonny Burch.
He was like the bad guy.
He was like the kind of corporate bad guy that was trying to like.
But he keeps getting fucked over.
Yeah, like he was like they even said in the movie at one point they're like, this guy again. Like,
Yeah. Every time he shows up, you're like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
It's the humor, but I liked it.
But there's like this, I guess, Janet comes back from the quantum realm. She's got quantum powers, I guess, now. Mm-hmm. She kind of touches Ghost's face, and that's how she becomes like a normal lady.
Yeah.
But I thought in the movie, it kind of seemed like she was cured, but I guess like she still can do the powers. Mm-hmm. But
she can just control it now instead of like just phasing in and out of reality.
Yeah. And she only has it for a minute. She says in this movie, she's like, I can only control it for a minute, trying to limit her powers a little bit.
Yeah. Which, they already limited it.
I know. It felt like a little bit like anime, like The World. I can only stop time for a minute,
She was talking about like, I don't know where I'm going. I'm just going to end up suffocating in a million pounds of dirt,
How does she like stay up above the ground? Like in My Hero, there's a character, Lemillion, who like falls through the ground whenever he uses his powers.
I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
That's wild. Yeah, I guess her powers are slightly different. Yeah. One of the gripes I did have with the movie is that I felt like the climax came so far into the movie that I thought we were only halfway through.
Oh, really?
When it happened, I was like, okay, so this is the second half of the movie, and then we were actually into the third act of it essentially. So I was like, oh, that climax came kind of later in the movie for me, kind of thing.
I saw some criticism that the middle of the movie was kind of boring. Like you can go get popcorn or pee during the middle of the movie.
I went and peed during the middle of the movie. They were walking in the desert part right before they find Red Guardian, and I literally was like, I think I can go pee now. So I went left and went and pee and came back, and I hadn't missed anything. Yeah. But yeah, that part, that was the middle of the movie. I thought that was still the beginning because of what happens in the climax. So when the climax happened, I was like, oh, we still got so much of the movie left. And then we only had like 30 minutes left. And I was like, okay, I was a little disappointed with how that played out. But other than that, I really enjoyed the movie.
I want to say, I guess, about the end of the movie. And you can kind of tell from the trailers, since the Void is like the big bad guy. And like he's essentially like he's essentially like putting their shadows on the ground, like vaporizing these people. What looks like
that's what we were thinking, like Nagasaki, Hiroshima type.
Well,
thing.
they said that the imagery. Also, you got some criticism of that. Maybe we'll talk about that a little later. But like, I don't think that deserved any criticism. Real life always inspires art. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I don't. People just want something to be angry about.
I feel like it was a lot of fourth graders being like, "What? They said this about a tragedy?" It's like, yeah, but like, come on, like
that's how you remember tragedies,
Also, the MCU doesn't. It's not new to that. Like, the Hydra is literally Nazis. Like, what are you doing? What are you talking about?
It's all Nazis.
It's not like he's the good guy of the movie. He's so bad. Like he's doing.
Red Guardian is from like USSR Russia. They were not good people.
No, not that. I mean, like the villain of the movie is doing this to people. It's not like we're endorsing what happened in Nagasaki or whatever.
Stupid.
Anyway, doesn't matter. It just kind of pissed me off. But the end of the movie is not necessarily like a big punch up like most Marvel stuff is, which I enjoyed. I thought it was like a good kind of mix up. So I'll just say that about non-spoiler stuff.
I like too, like Red Guardian's always like, I will be the leader of this team.
Yeah.
Even though it's Bucky. Yeah. Every time Bucky comes on the scene, you're just like, oh, okay, finally an adult. You know what I mean? It's so funny.
It's always like, oh god, he was from the original Captain America thing.
Thank God he was here.
I think that's funny too, because they all feel like their own leaders. I guess Ghost is more like a lone wolf kind of person, but like John Walker, Yelena, Bucky, and Red Guardian all feel like they could be the leader. And Red Guardian's like, oh, can we co-lead, you think?
Yeah.
He's telling Bucky, he's like, can we
when you sleep, I will lead.
He's just like, I'll drive the car when you're asleep. He's like, you want to drive the car? He's like, no, obviously not, but you just while just metaphorically.
I love he's got like a limousine service.
Yeah, dude, that's all funny. He's like trying to act like he's fulfilled, and he's telling his daughter stuff like, "Oh yeah, I have a great life," even though he's like living in like.
It's like, I thought you said you were. I lied. Look at me. You think I like my life? It sucks.
It is so funny too. Like, there's a moment, like, as he says that he's like, "Oh yeah, I deal with a lot of big clients and do all this stuff," and then like he's obviously like just saying that. Yeah. But then he does get like a bigger client. That's how he figures out some information in the movie. And I'm
he did that on purpose, though.
Oh yeah, I guess he did.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's all I got for non-spoilers. You got anything else? I would say 10 out of 10. Like, it's a great project.
It's a great movie. Definitely go watch it.
Well, maybe 9.5. What do you think? 10?
I bet a 9 out of 10. Yeah. There were some gripes that I can get into. Which one of the main gripes was Ghost was a wasted character.
Yeah,
I think they could have done more with Ghost. Or if you can't, don't put her in there. Put someone in there that you can mess with.
I think that's my mom used to make taco meat. She would put oats in there to kind of like fill it out a little bit more.
No way, I've never heard of that.
Because oats take on the flavor. She felt like the oats in this. It was like she was just there to kind of add more people to the roster. I think Taskmaster too. I mean, obviously she's not in the marketing a lot, but she is marketed.
She was
in this.
kicking ass too in that opening
She
scene.
really was, bro.
Beating the shit out of him.
I was kind of like excited to see more, honestly.
Yeah, I was
like,
this choreography's great. But yeah, let's get into the spoilers.
Spoiler alert! Don't watch stuff you haven't seen.
Sentry, what a cool fucking hero villain.
I got such Homelander vibes.
Oh, absolutely.
And even like Valentina Allegra de Fontaine was Elaine Bennis from Seinfeld.
I fucking knew she looked.
Did you not know?
I saw her, and I literally kept seeing in my head the meme where someone she was like, "What the fuck?" You know what you know what meme I'm talking about?
Maybe.
I'll have to find it later. But I was like, I think she's the girl from Seinfeld, but I can't. Yeah. I never watched Seinfeld.
What an inspired pick. That's such a interesting.
Yeah. Great actress, great villain that she played too.
Yeah, she reminded me a lot of the lady from the first season of The Boys that was like breastfeeding Homelander kind of thing.
Yes, absolutely.
She even says, she's like, is this a good mentor, motherly kind of look?
Yeah, is this very matriarchy or something?
Yeah, something like that.
No, so she builds up Bob, Bob has a mental disorder of like bipolar depression, essentially is what it is. They don't ever put a name to it, but he has like super high highs and then super low lows, like they call it like illusions of grandeur. And then when he comes to his senses and realizes he's not, he crashes hard to where he has like memory wipeouts and stuff like that, which is a big thing. And they do testing to where he's just the ultimate life form, essentially.
That's another thing is like, I understand that like it doesn't really matter how he got powers. It just matters that Val did the experiments on him, and that he is like the ultimate power. They say he's like more powerful than all the Avengers rolled into one.
But how?
I mean, I don't believe that, right?
That's one of my biggest gripes was like, we did testing and now he's essentially God. And it's like, how did the humans come up with a test that made you more powerful than Thor? Essentially, allegedly, you know?
Thor and Iron Man and all that.
Yeah, and Hulk and stuff.
Yeah, come on.
Which, we saw him beat up Captain America level, super soldiers. So
with like no hardship at all. Like Bucky's like punching his face and it's just not even touching him.
He's got like force field shielding, he can heat up water and whatnot.
I essentially think he can just do whatever he wants. Like, it felt like, because to be the Void and you just like dark out the whole city and like put people in make people shadows and
the
stuff.
Fucking imagery of the Void too.
It was so cool.
Just his eyes could be seen,
That was awesome.
Yeah. And I love too, like people saw him and they just started shooting him. And it's like, dude. Dez even said, like, why do they all just keep hitting him with guns? Like, that's going to do something.
They just, they got to just, at least, it's not going to work, but they got to at least try, like, feel like they're doing something.
So, Sentry, we're introduced to him as Bob. You know, he's in this Black Ops site in a container.
Yeah.
No one even knows he's there.
And so all the Thunderbolts are, like, at least the first three we meet, John Walker, Yelena, and Ghost, Ava something or other.
Yeah.
They all come in, like, with each other as targets. So they're all trying to kill each other. Very fun fight scene at the first, like, it's probably my favorite fight scene in the movie.
Yeah. Because they're all Fontaine used all of them. Yeah. And she's getting investigated. She's like,
it's DeFontaine?
I know, but I purposely call her Fontaine because I like it.
I was like, it's Secretary of Fence, not Defense.
Yeah, I was like, ooh, I like you, but you're a bitch. Yeah. I said, that's funny, but I can't stand you. No, but she's like cleaning house, so she's getting rid of all the loose ends, so she hires all of them to kill each other to get rid of her stuff.
And essentially, she just got them in that big room because there's like all this scientific research stuff.
Evidence
that could be used against her in court. They're trying to impeach her from her position of like FBI leader? CIA leader, okay. And so she was in Black Panther for a little bit. They kind of set her up there a bit. Like she was talking to Ross. I guess her and Ross were married at one point. Remember all that?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
She's like, oh, yeah, I'll drive you back to Washington. It's an 8-hour drive. And she goes, yeah, I got some stuff to apologize to from our first marriage or whatever she said.
That's hilarious. No, great character, but so she sends them all there and they find Bob. He's broken out. Apparently he was from the testing. They thought everyone had died.
Yeah.
But somehow he had lived and the serum worked on him, whatever tests they did. And we see he like tries to save them as they're breaking out by like causing distraction and they light him up.
Yeah.
He falls over, comes back to, flies, falls down. Like it's just a whole sequence of events. And they constantly call him Bob. Like, Yelena calls him Bob all the time, and it's the funniest thing ever.
I felt like that was sort of a humor bit. Like, there's a moment where they're all tied up, and Bucky's, like, asking them what's happening.
Yeah.
And they're like, there's a guy named Bob, and he's, like, the ultimate power, and Yelena took it, or Val took him, and we got to go stop, or not even we got to stop him. It's just bad. Like you got to stop him essentially.
Yeah, we got to help him.
Yeah. So then, right. So then they keep saying Bob, and Bucky's like Bob, and then like he's on the phone. She has Bob, and they're all like Bob. Like it's just like Bob.
It's so funny, dude, because he's like, I'm not listening to any of you guys. You're all stupid. And then he finds out, oh, you guys were telling the truth.
Yeah. I love the first part of that when they're all just like trying to get out of the research facility.
Yeah.
It felt very much like contained. So like that could have been its own movie. Like each floor could have been like a different like obstacle or something.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that they did what they did with it because it turned out really well.
Yeah.
But,
Walker has like a humor side to him. I really liked his character in this movie.
He's more like a dickhead in this. Like he's just kind of
But it's like funny. You know what I mean? He's like, he's the guy who's bringing up the glory days. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's so funny.
I think that's in the trailer too. But she goes, "Yeah, you were Captain America for 2 seconds. Like,
yeah,
you weren't even long enough to hold on to the shield." Or anything.
But that's the thing too. We noticed that Bob may be a little bit different because when he touches you, he brings out this like darkest part of your life kind of thing.
He kind of like shows you really horrible memories that you have.
And that's what I was talking about in the non-spoiler was like Ghost didn't get that scene. And I was like, okay, obviously you guys don't care about her if she doesn't get one of these scenes. Yelena and even Fontaine got one, and John Walker, they all got the scene. Where's Ghosts,
I assume it's because we did see some backstory with her in Ant-Man and the Wasp again, but like, how long is that? It's been like 10 years.
Yeah,
probably.
something
I don't know. It's been like a long time.
It was in between Infinity and Endgame.
Oh, so maybe like 6-7 years, something like that. Anyway, but it's been a minute, and I completely forgot it until I rewatched it. But I think they were just trying to be like, well, she's here. She was sort of one note as a character, even though like they did add a little more humor to her character. She did kind of have the same humor as Yelena in the same kind of way. Like she was bitchy, but she was like not, she was still
she was kind of aloof, from the team. But that was part of her character too. She was like, I'm better than you guys, but I'm not really, and I'm going to come back and help you guys every single time because I'm actually kind of lonely like you are.
Dude. And she's honestly like they're all kind of stuck in a situation where like Val's trying to get them. Like, that's the whole thrust of the movie. I was saying this is Suicide Squad, and instead of like Amanda Waller trying to like put people together and like make up a team, she's trying to like bring all these people together so they'll kill each other, so she doesn't have to deal with it.
And they're like, joke's on you, we're lonely outcasts, and we kind of like each other.
I like that Yelena saved a guinea pig in the beginning.
Yes, dude. And then the guy accidentally shoots himself. She's like, I needed that face.
What a great opening scene. That apparently that tower dive was like real. Like
she did it. Yeah.
Like a lot of this was practical, and to a point where when they started using the heavy CGI with Sentry, it looked a little rubbery.
Yeah, it looked really rubbery, which was another gripe of mine. But at the same time, I've been wanting a Superman-esque type character in Marvel for a while. So when I started seeing it, I was like, finally. Because as much as I bash on Superman, he's just so cool.
You can't dislike Superman. I mean, anyone who dislikes him just hasn't like looked into him enough.
They just want to be a contrarian, because it's popular to like Superman.
He's the best superhero, so it's hard to it's hard to say like, oh, I love the best thing.
It's hard not to want to watch someone who just has super strength and can fly and does everything that comes with, And
I think that's a part of the reason why Batman's so heavily liked is because it's like, oh yeah, he's an underdog. Like, he's not exactly Superman. He can't just do anything he wants. He has to prep and he has to have the whatever.
One of my favorite parts of the movie, though, I couldn't wait to talk about it with you, was the imagery. This is English class level thing.
You can read into a thing without being an English teacher.
Yeah, but I like messing with you about it. So at the end, he's fighting his demons. So Bob's like locked in on himself, right? He can't get out. And they're like, no, you can do this. You got to help us get out of here. We're going to beat the Void, which is like
the Void. Ben 10 reference if you.
Oh, yeah. I was like, what? No.
The Void. Yeah.
So they find the Void version of him, and they're fighting each other. But then you see him slowly going into the darkness.
Yeah.
And you see like the other characters like, this isn't right. This isn't how you do it. And they were there to stop him. It's great imagery because they've all been part of that, but they succumbed to their own darkness because they didn't have anyone. So then he has someone who is them, and it's like the same, like they see themselves in that character, and it was so cool.
Yeah.
But in this, there was someone to save him. There wasn't someone to save them from their own darkness. I thought it was the coolest thing ever.
And there's real stakes because like if both Bob and the Void are both blacked out, then there's no Bob left.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be darkness the whole world probably.
Yeah, you can't stop it at that point.
And I like, dude, I love that. We talked about this at some point with WandaVision. I was saying how I didn't think the ending matched the rest of the project. There was a big CGI kind of fight and stuff. And this, it's like they try to do that, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So they have to come at it from a place of love and hope. It made me cry a little bit.
Yeah, it was. They had to they had to heal themselves to help heal Bob.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
It was so good. It was such a good like message. Really good message about like fighting your inner demons and the baggage and stuff. Because Yelena even tells Bob at the beginning, just shove it all down. It's funny at the moment.
She's joking.
Yeah.
That's her character to be like just messing with him, like playing.
But then she realizes, I can't shove it down. I've got to find people. I've got to be with people.
Yep.
And then I can be happy again. You know what I mean?
It is very, I don't know, like stories like this where it's like you fight your own depression, you kind of like come out of it, you rise above, always get me in the feelings. Because I've had, I think everyone's had some depression in their life.
Yeah.
Like nobody's happy 100% of the time.
Call it the big sad.
The big sad.
Yeah, you put a humor spin on it so you don't have to realize you're really sad.
But it does. I mean, it's really beautiful. She's saying to him, like at the end, she's just like, "We'll fight it together." Like it's. I know it works, Bob. Like I'll help you kind of deal with your problems, and we'll all work through it together.
Yeah.
And he's like, "How do you know that's even gonna work?" And she's like, "Well, it's already helped me." You know what I mean?
Like it's already helped me. Yeah.
That got me a lot, dude.
We get that's another thing. Before I get on to the other thing, I just wanted to talk about Bob a little bit more. That's the thing I'm mad about though. Is that so? We get the after credit scene.
Oh yeah,
which is a whole thing. I won't spoil the whole after credit scene, but there is a part where they're like, "Well,
spoilers you can talk about."
Okay, so we get the Fantastic Four at the end, which we knew.
What's some bullshit, by the way? I'll talk about my theater going experience after we finish the movie conversation.
Yeah.
People in front of me in line, one of the guys had already seen the movie, and he spoiled it for his friends in the line.
What a bitch.
He goes, "Yeah, Fantastic Four in this," which I imagine like the whole four are going to show up. It's just their ship.
Yeah.
It's like they see a ship entering the atmosphere. And
stuff, it's got the
like,
four on it.
Yeah, and I get it, but like, what the fuck? I like literally dodged shit on Twitter all
week.
What
a mouth breather, dude.
I literally saw the beginning of fucking the post-credits thing on Twitter like the day it came out. Like someone filmed it and already threw it up on Twitter before it got like suspended or whatever.
We had clappers in our movie theater.
Clappers?
Yeah. The movie ended, they started clapping. The Fantastic Four thing came out, they started clapping.
That's fun. I
don't want you to clap.
As long as it's not like distracting.
This ain't Endgame. This ain't Infinity War. Don't be clapping.
If it's effective, you clap. You don't fuck it. But.
Anyway, in the end credits, Bob doesn't have his powers.
Yeah.
And they say, well, to have my powers, I need the Void.
Yeah.
And we don't want the Void, so I don't have powers now. I don't like that. Don't like that.
Well, I think Comic Century is always Century. I don't know.
I don't know anything about Century.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing I knew about him was that he was Century and Void.
Yeah, he was Marvel's like answer to Superman.
But they wanted to do something different. And
obviously.
Yeah.
Because they were like, we can't do Shazam because they end up buying him.
He kind of looks more like Shazam to me. I guess he's got the long flowy hair, but like he looks visibly more like Shazam.
They said, "Do you dye your hair?" Yeah. Yeah, Fontaine said it would look good,
dude. And that was part of Fontaine. That shows like the hubris.
Mm-hmm.
That shows the hubris of Allegra Fontaine is that she's like, oh yeah, I can control this guy, almost like a Cecil from Invincible.
She's like, you need to listen to me. And he's like, why?
Why?
You literally just said I was essentially a god. And I was like, how did you see this playing out, Fontaine? Yep. You show this guy who has illusions of grandeur that he is just the ultimate guy, and then he's gonna listen to you?
Yeah,
a woman. Be real. Be real. You made him blonde and he's white. He's going to listen to a woman? You not seen white history?
That's so funny, bro.
No, but it's so good. And then she's like, this is so irritating. She goes to kill him.
Yeah.
And which it doesn't even work.
That's what brings out the Void, isn't it? That she tries to beat him. So he's got like nothing. He already tried to hurt his friends.
Yeah.
That didn't work out for him. Like, he didn't want to kill them because he's like, oh, they're not really a threat to me at all.
Yeah, why would I
even bother?
do that? She's like, you have to listen to me. He's like, I don't. You see me? You see this?
Do you like the Bucky stuff of him being a senator and all that?
I like it because it shows that Bucky isn't a
senator.
Yeah, he does it because he thinks it's the best way to help, and then he realizes no one gets shit done here. He's like, what? Another what was it?
Hearing or
another hearing? He's like, with packets? He's like, read the packets. And he's like,
dude, I love
these packets don't do anything.
I love that he was kind of schlubby. He's like eating with like one arm. He's like eating a meatball sub or something. And it like falls on the packet.
And then, but when he shows up on the road and saves them,
God,
and then,
it's
like,
so cool.
it's like, there's Bucky. There's the Winter Soldier. You know what I mean?
I love that he gets that little like explosive disc thing back.
Yeah. Yeah.
So cool. And then he obviously it's in the trailer and stuff, but when he grabs like that hook and just like slams it into the ground, bro.
Because it shows like, the it shows the U.S. agent and Red Guardian, like, that's a super soldier. You know what I mean? Don't mess with the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, dude.
He's someone to not get fucked around with. You know what I mean? He's been around. He's been around since the fucking 1940s.
Mm-hmm. I like.
Don't mess with him.
They think he's gonna save him, and then he ends up exploding the Red Guardian.
Yeah, he's like, oh shit.
Oh man, I liked him. Red Guardian 2. He's got a lot of funnier moments.
He's really the heart of the team.
It's not even that he's saying funny things; it's the way he's saying them. It's funny. Like he's just such an infectious. Like his energy is so infectious that he makes you like him in this.
Yelena, when he sees him, is like, "Oh, that's my like the whole. Oh, it's my dad. Don't look. It's like, Yelena, don't go in the vaults. It's a trap."
It's like 2 days late, you know. He's like already.
He goes, "America is very big. You ever driven through Oklahoma? Very flat. Very flat."
Like, don't drink that water back there.
Yeah.
Don't drink that to come back there.
He's like, "If you slept," he's like, "I'll sleep when I'm dead." It's like, what are you doing, dude?
It's really good. He's just a fun character.
I think him and Yelena's relationship in this is really good. Yelena even calls him out, like, "You weren't there for me. You disappeared for a year after my sister died.
Yeah.
You know, I thought I lost her again, but for real this time," kind of thing. So it's a really good, like, father-daughter thing. Yeah. She was like, "Daddy," you know, and she's like crying and stuff.
Yeah, dude. What about
really
when
deep.
he like saves that little girl from the rock falling?
Yeah, it just breaks over his back.
Well, that, and then immediately just like, boop, she's busted. I was like, holy shit.
That's when I knew, though, that they weren't dying.
Yeah, okay.
Because we talked about it with Nosferatu. You don't kill kids.
I was immediately like, they just killed the child. This is going to be insane.
And I was like, Marvel would not do that. They can't do that. Disney wouldn't allow it. So I was like, it did take a little bit of the stakes out of it because I was like, oh, they're not dead. Okay, someone's going to do something.
Well, and then Yelena just like walks right like face first into it. So
yeah.
But I was emotional too. I was like, you know, we talked about before, I don't really care about these characters before this movie at least.
Yeah.
I mean, I liked some, you know, whatever. Enough. I like them enough. You know? And then we come into this, and like Yelena just walks into the void. Essentially, she's like succumbing to the depression or whatever. Like it's, you know, it's a metaphor. And then I was like, oh no, I care.
Yeah,
I was like, what is the deal? I care now. What is the deal?
There's the director Schreier. His name had been familiar. We talked about it before. He's not really done a lot before this. That's anything big.
Yeah,
I saw Paper Towns. Maybe is his biggest thing. So it was really nice that he elevated this, you know, like I think this is a really good product for him to put his name on.
I don't know how much Marvel was involved. Like I know Kevin Feige like had the blueprint of like these.
No, that's Zack Snyder.
You're right.
He actually borrowed the blueprint from Zack Snyder.
You're right, exactly. He had the roadmap.
Yeah.
And so I guess he knew that like all these characters were going to end up in this movie, but
yeah.
And this movie's going to be, I think it's going to prove to be one of the more important movies of the multiverse saga.
Yeah. If they do well with this one, and then Fantastic Four does well, we might be on a Marvel resurgence.
If those two movies into Doomsday is like really good, then like Marvel is saved.
Yeah,
Marvel is
back.
saved.
Yeah,
We're so back.
We're so back. That's Red Guardian. We're so back.
Yes!
he loves just being a part of something.
I know. I like him being a part of something.
Yeah, me too, man. I'm happy for him. He gets more screen time than Ghost.
I like that he shaves his beard and stuff by the end of it. He's like trying to.
He's just got the mustache.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, Harbour, you kind of a looker right there, dude.
I love David Harbour, bro. Even like in that Hellboy movie, like he was good in it. You know what I mean? Oh, okay. So Thunderbolts Asterix.
Yeah, that's what I meant to talk about. It's based off of her Pee Wee soccer league.
Yeah. Yeah, the Brunswick whatever.
Yeah, it's like, no, we're sponsored by this guy. No, we weren't. We were sponsored. This guy's a hack. He wasn't the sponsor. He couldn't sponsor anything. He was so
David's
broke.
Tires or something. It's like, no, it was Alexi's lighting shop or whatever it was.
But the Asterix ends up becoming the new Avengers.
New Avengers.
Not happy about it.
So, I was immediately going into this thinking like the Thunderbolts and Marvel are not this. Like the Thunderbolts and Marvel are in the comics at least are like a team of supervillains who try to like, look like they're doing good, but they're actually villains still.
Yeah, like the reverse of the Green Hornet.
Yeah, kinda.
Because he's a villain, but he's actually doing good things.
The Green Hornet's a villain?
He plays himself as a villain, but he's really just getting rid of other villains.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm a drug dealer, but I'm getting rid of all the other ones.
Man, I hadn't thought about the Green Hornet sometime.
I love that movie.
Here's my impression of the Green Hornet. You ready?
Yeah. With random inserts of Cameron Diaz.
Here's my impression of Bob from, not this movie, but from
Monster vs.
Aliens.
That's what I hate. I get it. It's Seth Rogen, but he's like, no, I'm not going to voice act. Get out of the fucking movie then.
Yeah. I guess he knows he's such a star at this point, and his voice is so recognizable that like it would be dumb for him to not do his voice.
People are loving him in Call of Duty.
Yeah, what the hell is that about?
Yeah, but the finishers with him are so good.
They're pretty funny. I like how he drops the gun and it actually shoots the gun. That's pretty funny.
But
yeah, okay, so New Avengers. It's not the Thunderbolts. The New Avengers are a different team of Avengers, like actual superheroes.
Yeah.
This is more like the Dark Avengers, where Norman Osborn takes over the Avengers, and he becomes the Iron Patriot. He becomes, or they have like Bullseye as like the Daredevil, or no, Bullseye is Hawkeye. Excuse me. All these different villains take on these hero roles, and they're doing bad things again, but they're like still like the Avengers. Publicly, they're doing good stuff. So thematically, that's still on brand.
Yeah,
and they don't have Norman Osborn in this universe, so they can't really just do that. Mm-hmm. But Allegra de Fontaine, she's like, yeah, these are my new Avengers. You know, it's like.
But then like you get in the after credits, which is so funny, but they're like Sam's not on board. It's like, oh, really? He's like, yeah, he's going after the patent. Like, what the fuck?
So. Why wouldn't they all just join together? Like, was Captain America not involved in the actual Avengers? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, well, I think he doesn't want it to be under like Fontaine.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like the Avengers are supposed to be above all of that.
Even though it was Shield started,
yeah,
I guess it was Shield run until the Hydra fall.
Yeah, so the events of the second movie, the second Avengers, they're fully under their own.
They're autonomous.
Yeah,
I guess thanks to Tony Stark's money.
Oh,
I don't know who else would have the amount of capital to
They
put
changed
up.
Avengers Tower into a Watchtower.
Yeah. That was kind of cool. I didn't like there's some people on comic book, internet. I don't say like YouTube or Twitter or whatever.
Yeah.
People who do comic book stuff, they always complain about like a couple different things before this year. Like, oh, why don't we get the Celestial talked about? Why don't we talk about who's buying the Avengers Tower?
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter, does it? Like knowing that she bought the tower is not going to improve or diminish anything.
I saw someone like, why haven't we figured out who bought it? And I was like, why do we care about that? Why is that something we care about?
Yeah, right.
Who cares? If they never said who bought it and it was just sold in the Spider-Man movie, I could give two shits.
When did Homecoming even come out, by the way?
2017.
So they've had this much time to like renovate it, and they just haven't done it fully yet.
What the fuck?
Anyway, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
In credits, we said that there's Fantastic Four. The right after the credits is David Harbour, and he's like got a Wheaties box.
Yeah, I
love
love that, dude. And the girl just walks away.
Yeah,
he puts the cereal box on the ground. No, great movie. Like I said, 9 out of 10, 9.5 out of 10. Really close to a 10 out of 10 movie.
Yeah.
My gripe was like the Sentry part. I thought was the middle of the movie. Turned out to be the start of the third act.
Yeah.
I was a little disappointed in that, but at the same time, how else are you gonna fight him? You know?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
So going into his mind was really cool. Seeing that he was abused, and he really is a victim of his own mind more than anything else.
Have you seen Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind?
Mm-mm.
The girl forgets Jim Carrey. She goes and like does this procedure. They just like wipe him out of her mind.
Mm-hmm.
So like she doesn't remember him, but they were like in a relationship for a long time and all that stuff. So like the end of that movie is like them just going through memories that they have of each other, and it's kind of what this felt like. It was like, oh, we're hopping into different memories. We're going to different like rooms, and there's a different horrible thing happening in here. It was really good. I thought 10 out of 10 is maybe strong. I would give it maybe 9.5.
Yeah. But really good. Really good.
The marketing for this was like all brain rot. Have you seen some of the marketing for Thunderbolts?
Mm-mm.
It was like, I saw them asking the lady that plays Ghost and David Harbour, they're like, do you know about John Pork? And he's like, what is John Pork? And it's like this whole big TikTok thing about this AI pig, man.
What the fuck?
And he's like, well, John Pork stole Tim Cheese's wife, and so Tim Cheese had John Pork killed. It's a big drama right now.
What the fuck?
And David Harbour's
I have
just
seen a lot of like interviews, but I don't have sound on my computer.
What?
Well, because I'm playing Xbox, so my headphones plugged into my Xbox.
Don't you have like speakers?
Yeah, I never plugged them back in. One's on the ground over there.
I don't feel bad for you. You gotta fix this.
But so I'll see these bits on Twitter. I'm like, oh, this needs sound? Okay, I'll keep scrolling.
Yeah.
So
also, the Rizzler invited to the premiere. He was doing like photos and stuff. And there's this picture of Julia Louis-Dreyfus and the Rizzler. And she got interviewed by like a BuzzFeed somebody later after the picture kind of went viral.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, so you met the Rizzler? And she goes, yeah, big deal, apparently.
Yeah.
She goes, no offense to that child. I did not know who that was.
Yeah. There was someone else on Twitter. Like, imagine having beef with a kid because the Rizzler puts this thing, and someone under it said, did you eat the movie theater out of candy, you overgrown pork chop or something like that?
Bro?
I'm like, what are you being mean to this
You
kid
be nice
for?
to the Rizzler.
Yeah,
I don't
dude.
understand why he's so famous, but you be nice to that.
Give us 5 big booms for the Rizzler, dude. You know what I mean? Like,
that's what you were playing. You played a Costco guy's song earlier, and I was like, it's just thinking in my head. I was like, it's crazy that the Rizzler like rose above them. Like he's still popular. I don't see as much of them. You know?
Yeah, and it's also like, it's not as good without the Rizzler.
The Rizzler is what I come there for.
Yeah,
if he's not doing.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
Really funny as like he's probably like 6.
I think he's funny just because he's a kid who's gotten famous. But he hasn't changed. There's no PR team with him. So he just says what's coming out of his mouth.
It's just him and his dad. Like his dad runs all this stuff for him. And like, you really get the sense like, oh yeah, he's like a kid. And you get the sense that he's having fun too. Mm-hmm. It's not like he's like doing this, like someone's making him do this stuff. Like he's just genuinely having fun.
Yeah. But
I hope he comes to the Black Panther 3 party because he likes wearing the Black Panther costume.
he loves it. He's like, I'm the Panther dressed in white. Like, okay, bro. But anyway, yeah, that is our review, spoiler and spoiler-free reviews of Thunderbolts. If you haven't seen it, definitely go watch it. If you have, what are your thoughts on it? Leave your thoughts down in the comments down below. So this is our segment, Binge Banter. We talk about the news of the week, different talk about anything that's happening in media and all that kind of stuff. Let's start off with weapons. They had a big bidding war for the rights of this movie. So big that it ended up selling for like $38 million. And Jordan Peele was so upset he didn't get the rights for it, he fired his managers.
Yeah, which is funny because he was a comedian that started out in comedy and he kind of transitioned to horror. Same thing with Zach Krieger. He was a comedian that kind of went into horror as well. Barbarian was his previous movie.
Yes.
Really, really phenomenal.
Which
I know
they did Companion too, didn't they?
Companion? I think he may have produced Companion or something.
Got you. I know Companion was tied to Barbarian in some form.
Yeah. That was really good too. It's all like New Line Cinema stuff too.
Yeah.
Thank you, New Line, for doing what A24 could be doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But what's hilarious, what's crazy is that means that it speaks about how good this movie has the potential to be. Like, Jordan Peele's firing his team because he didn't get the rights to it. It's going to be something special.
A lot of kids doing Naruto runs in the trailer.
Which, no, they weren't. They were on the sides. That's not
Naruto.
That's actually Goku.
Goku does that?
Yeah, if you watch the original Dragon Ball, when he's running, his arms are to his sides.
Okay.
No, but what's cool too is, like, I was looking into it, the guy even says, like, the missing kids is only part of the story. It's not even like the full focus of the story. It's just a side plot.
It looks very like trippy, kind of subliminal.
Yeah.
I'm super excited.
I'm super excited. I'm liking that they're not giving a lot away. I might even go watch this.
Let's go watch it.
But I'm excited for that.
Now you see me, now you don't.
Okay, so the third movie's coming out. I can't believe I missed that trailer.
Did you like the first two?
I love the Now You See Me movies.
Really?
I like Sleight of Hand. I like things like that. I love Jesse Eisenberg too.
Listen, I've never seen the
Woody
movies,
Harrelson.
Right? I'll have to watch.
You've never seen the movies?
I'm sure we'll talk about this when it comes out.
I just now watched the trailer for Now You See Me, Now You Don't. And the magic of editing makes it seem like there was no time in between.
I know, crazy.
Yeah. But what I like about these movies is it gives me the Ocean's 11 vibe. You know what I mean? I love when the plan comes together at the end and you see how it happened throughout the entire movie. I love that shit. I love it so much, especially when Brad Pitt is just talking about how they got one over on you. You know what I mean?
I think the problem is close-up magic is really goofy and silly. Like,
I love close-up magic. Just call me Phil Dunphy from the Modern Family, dude.
It just doesn't. I don't know. It's like magicians versus evil. It's like
that's
really
awesome, dude. You haven't seen the second movie.
I haven't seen any of them, bro.
The main bad guy is Daniel Radcliffe.
Oh my God, Harry Potter's
magic movie? And he's terrible at magic. He's terrible at close-up magic.
He can do real magic.
Yeah, but it's so funny that he's in that too. But no, I'm excited. I love the Now You See Me movies.
I mean, we'll probably talk about it. It gives me so bad it's good vibes.
Yeah,
it gives me like I'm really gonna hate it, but it'll be funny for me.
Yeah.
So
no, I'm excited for it. I'm telling you, it even had like the spot where I stopped watching the trailer, which is weird. It was an ad for a different video I was watching, but it shows that I watched some of it.
That is weird.
That's so wild, dude.
YouTube, man.
Yeah.
What about the new Rock movie coming out? Smashing Machine, Benny Safdie's A24.
Yeah, he's gonna be like a boxer type thing.
I think it's UFC. It's like
okay.
It's based on Mark Kerr.
Yeah.
So Marker.
Yeah, Marker. Yeah. They changed his face up and stuff.
He looks way different in this.
Yeah. Is he gonna be acting? You think?
I think this is his like Oscar chance. Like I think this is him trying to get an Oscar.
Yeah, trying to be serious for a second.
Yes.
Will it work?
I don't know.
Is he the best actor? No.
I mean, listen, he does fine. Like he does what you need him to do in like a big action movie. But can he do a drama?
We're gonna see. The only other drama we've seen is
The Scorpion King.
I was gonna say something even worse.
Journey to the Center of the Earth.
Nope. It's even worse. The Game Plan. That's the most dramatic story he's been in.
I mean, yeah, you're not wrong.
I know I'm not wrong.
Maybe the Tooth Fairy's a little more dramatic than the Game Plan.
No shot.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No, I think Crypto the Superdog was really his opus.
Oh yeah, that was his breakout.
I didn't actually mind that movie. I thought it was
I really liked Superdogs
it was
or
fun.
Super Pets, whatever it was called.
But I think he's to the point where, and I don't want to make any accusations. I genuinely like him. There was some stuff about him like being rude on set. Remember he was like peeing in bottles, even though he could just go to the bathroom.
He did that
on like Red One or one of the ones, maybe like I don't remember which one it was. There were some allegations that he was like a really hard, kind of I don't say dictator on set, but he was like really going crazy on set, like making everyone comfortable.
There was allegations against Jason Momoa made by Valkyrie
Valkyrie.
She's a streamer and stuff, but she was like on Minecraft movie or something for a second. Anyway, she talks about how he was like mean on set, and I was like, that's not Momoa. Everyone else talks about how good Momoa is. I feel like you're just trying to make drama.
He seems nice.
Yeah. Everyone I've seen in interviews says Momoa is like the most genuine guy out there.
You never know. You might have caught him on a bad day too. I mean, like they're high stress positions. I mean, they also get crap from like millions of people daily.
Yeah, and he's making the Minecraft movie.
Right, yeah. So come on.
Yeah.
Anyway, but The Rock has done this kind of stuff recently where he's like, okay, well, let's bring. I don't know if him. I don't know if him specifically is like, I need people to like me more. Black Adam didn't do what I thought it was going to do.
I really don't think Black Adam deserved the hate he got, honestly.
I thought it was okay for what it was. It just wasn't like the savior of the WB brand. You know?
Yeah, it's not that hype, but it really wasn't a bad movie.
It's also funny that he's willing to change up his face and wear hair for this, but he's not willing to put on pointy ears for Black Adam.
Yeah, he's also not willing to lose.
Yeah, right.
He better win in those UFC fights. That's all I got to say.
Unless by contract we'll hear about it.
It'll show growth, though, if he loses a fight.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that.
I don't know the full story of Mark Kerr either, so I'm kind of excited to learn more about it.
I love underdog stories. I'm not a big sports guy. I will watch on any sports movie if it's an underdog story because I just love it.
I thought he was like the best UFC wrestler or UFC fighter of all time or something, wasn't he?
I thought that was the Irish dude.
That's Conor McGregor.
Yeah, I thought he was the best.
I mean, it fluctuates too because like you get old and...
Shane Gill says he's only the best because he's able to get in everyone's mind. He's able to fuck with them and they're off balance.
He's in that like that
Roadhouse.
Yeah. Thank you for. Have you seen that?
No, but Shane Gillis is talking about that. He goes, that's his whole thing. He's just, like walking around. I'm Conor McGregor.
There's a funny line. He's like walking around. He's like, where the fuck is everyone?
Yeah,
he's like looking around.
He's like what, like 5'6" or something. He's a short dude.
He's pretty short. I mean, I wouldn't insult him, but you know.
Oh yeah, he'd kill me.
Yeah, so he's tall. He's tall enough.
Someone on Twitter is like, "You gonna say that to my face?" And he goes, "No, I'm gonna say it safely behind the screen where you can't get me." He's like, "Okay, I respect that."
The Rock has been through, and like the live action Moana thing felt very much like him and his team being like, "Hey, let's have me on screen," you know?
Yeah.
Which like Moana just came out. I think everyone's against that live action remake thing.
Mm-hmm. I haven't even seen the second movie.
Me neither. But you know, I'm sure it's fine, whatever. But there's just been like this groundswell, it feels like, from him and his team to like make everyone think he's likable again. And so I think him doing like a serious project and like getting Oscar nom at the very least, would do some, you know, level of like goodwill, kind of bring him back to like the serious side of Hollywood, whatever. Yeah.
But anyway, bringing this on to my personal view of something, I told Hopper to put it in there because I wanted to talk about it. We're going to talk about something in the gaming sphere, which is essentially Steam charts, Steam numbers, all that kind of stuff. As you guys know, Oblivion just came out, the remaster. I've been talking about it. I streamed it. We've talked about it on the channel. Love it. It's great. Quit looking at Steam chart numbers. There was someone who posted Avowed had come out recently from Obsidian, both owned by Xbox, okay? So everyone's winning here. But they showed like the Steam charts live players at the time was like 500 to 1,000 players on Avowed. There's like 64,000 players on Oblivion. Both of them are single-player RPG games. There's no need to look at the numbers because Avowed's been out for a month and a half, 2 months now. It's a 30 to 40-hour game. Most people have played it and beat it.
Yeah.
Well, there's not going to be a lot of people on that. And Oblivion just came out last week, of course, and it's got decades of Bethesda love behind it. You know what I mean? Of course the numbers are going to be 63,000. I've never, because this is a new trend where people are looking at Steam charts for the end-all, be-all on... It's like the box office issue with movies. You know what I mean? Oh, this movie's not doing good because it doesn't have a lot of players playing it.
Or how about this movie's bad because no one's seeing it?
Yes, exactly. It's not what that means, dude. It means that games have a life cycle, and this isn't a game as a live service. You know, it started with that because, like, if you look at like Destiny 2, game as a live service, then you want to kind of I don't think it's the end-all be-all factor, but it is a factor when you see how many people are playing it every day because that's a game you're supposed to be playing every day until the game stops being supported.
Yeah.
Avowed and Oblivion are not like that.
Do you know that image of the person being like, oh, we can't have these 2 cakes because the person's only going to want to eat 1 cake, and because the person is like, holy shit, 2 cakes.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's what it is, right?
Yeah.
Like, and you shouldn't be comparing, like, it just doesn't make sense to me why people compare and contrast these kind of games anyway, because, like, they're different games enough.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can compare them, but like it's not like one's success is the other's failure.
Exactly.
It doesn't seem like, and again, like a game is only 30 hours, 40 hours.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be going daily on their metrics. Like
no.
That's kind of your whole thing. Like,
yeah. And it's the thing too is like you said, they're completely different. And this is the problem with Avowed. One of the reasons why some people say it flopped, which I don't think it did. I think it was a great game. It was a very tightly made game. It was advertised, and they said do not compare this to Oblivion or Skyrim. It's not that. It's not
Did they
open
say
world.
that in the official marketing?
They literally said, hey, it's not open world. It's zone-based open world.
Yeah.
It's not going to be that in-depth. We've cut some stuff, but what we have is tight. It's concise. The combat's really fun. The animation and stuff, we really focused on the story elements, Don't compare it to these things when it comes out. It's not this. It came out and everyone's like, it's not Skyrim. And it's like, that's what we said.
Yeah.
No, we didn't believe you. Now we're mad about it. Mm-hmm. But most people, when a game came out, they were like, oh, I loved Avowed. I liked Avowed. I didn't finish it because it wasn't deep enough for me to, but I can appreciate it as the game it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's also like people were just wanting to bring this up. Like Oblivion's winning, right? Well, that's the thing. Oblivion's winning its own metrics. You know what I mean? It's not in competition with Avowed, So like, why are we doing this? And they do it with everything. You know what I mean? So it's not just that. Obsidian.
Oh.
Obsidian. And that's the thing. People want to shit on Obsidian. Obsidian came out with Fallout New Vegas.
I was going to say,
arguably the most well-received Fallout game in Bethesda's history, and Bethesda didn't even make it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Gaming's in a weird spot right now. I think I was listening to someone talk about this where, like, Nintendo and Xbox, PlayStation, all these companies are making big games, but they're not like how they were. Like, everyone's not quite as excited. Like, some of the indie games, like Expedition 33, that's really kind of where people are looking for, like, the interesting, good stuff. Yeah. So I think there will be a shift eventually, and then, like, all these games being $80+, that's not going to help their case. And
Every now and then you get a game that comes along and shows that the AAAs are really gypping people out of their...
Yeah.
Because when Baldur's Gate 3 came out, a lot of the RPG people were mad because they were like, this shouldn't be the new standard. Yes, it should. If an indie game company can make Baldur's Gate 3, Bethesda, with Microsoft behind them, can make something of this caliber.
Yes.
So yes, it should be the new standard.
Yes.
When Expedition 33 comes out, and it's made by 30 people, it's $40, and it's better than half the stuff that's come out in 2 years, it is a new standard. It is what we should expect from the gaming industry.
I mean,
that's an $80 game right there, and it's paid for $40.
Capitalism has to work both ways. If people will pay more for something, you can also pay less, and then it drive everyone else's prices down.
Exactly.
That's how that's supposed to work. You can't always just go up.
Yeah.
It has to be a give and take.
And if you're gonna go up all the time, make sure the quality's there.
Yes.
Because half the games that are going to be $80, Call of Duty is not worth $80 when you got a new one next year.
Literally, bro.
It's not worth it.
FIFA, fucking all the sports games,
dude. All the sports, those are the first to raise their prices.
Yeah,
I'll tell you why. Because most of the people that play the sports games aren't like full on. I don't want to gatekeep, but like full on real gamers, right? They're guys who just want to play football.
And I'll say too, like if you play those kind of games, you're gonna buy the new one, and you're gonna play the crap
regardless of the price.
And you're gonna play like I don't know a ton of it. Like that's gonna be your life for the next couple months. You're just gonna play FIFA or whatever.
Yeah, which is weird to me.
People love those.
Go off.
Yeah, people love the NCAA games.
I saw this thing. I sent it to you, but you don't watch my reels anymore. There was a guy who said,
"Weird shot, but okay."
here's a hot take for you. If you don't play at least 3 different types of genres of games, you shouldn't have an opinion on gaming. And I was like, preach, dude. Like he said, if you just play Call of Duty, you're not a gamer.
I love that kind of meme going around where it's like it's an older meme now, but it's like if the game doesn't have a gun or a ball in it, and it's Patrick like passed out on the couch. Like,
dude, yeah. But yeah, a lot of weirdness in the gaming industry. One from the gamers, right? But then also from the game creators of giving a schlop, and then being like, also there's $80. And that's my problem too. I was telling my girlfriend, look, I'm fine with $80 games. Make sure the quality's there. Cut back on microtransactions. If you're going to sell me $80 and then half the game is also microtransactioned, that's bullshit. You know what I mean? Call of Duty is the worst at double, triple dipping.
Yes.
You pay for the game, you pay for the battle pass, and then there's microtransactions. How much money are you trying to fucking squeeze from me, dude?
Biblical amounts of greed.
Exactly. Fucking Apex used to be a free-to-play game, microtransactioned. Mm-hmm. I didn't buy all this shit, and then a $10 battle pass. They split the season into 2 half seasons with 60 levels of battle pass, $20 for each one of them.
That's such horseshit.
So in 3 months, you're spending $40 on this game every 3 months.
That's insane.
That's a lot of fucking money.
We talk about it too, like games are now books. Like games are only trying to get their stuff adapted to a movie or television for some reason.
Yeah.
Like Expedition 33 had their movie optioned, and it's going to get made with no, Split Fiction is going to get Sydney Sweeney. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
That's
I will be sitting front and center.
But Expedition 33 also got a movie, in the works.
Yeah,
because it's very popular and like they need the money to make the games.
Yeah.
So they front load it with all the Hollywood cash.
Them being an indie developer,
Isn't that crazy?
That's one of the main reasons it's on Game Pass. You need the money to front it, so they went to Xbox and said, you can have our game on Game Pass. Just give us the money to make it.
Yeah. Makes it more accessible to everyone with Game Pass, too. I mean, that's a good idea.
Liza P did the same thing. They were on Game Pass, but when they announced their DLC and they saw a resurgence of sales and stuff, they took it off of Game Pass. They're like, we're big enough now, we can take it off Game Pass.
Yeah.
But I think it'll be back on there when the DLC drops.
Probably.
Hopefully, because I didn't ever buy the game. I played it on Game Pass. Game Pass is a really good... That's another thing we're seeing Xbox raise their prices due to inflation, due to Nintendo stuff and tariffs and all that kind of stuff. I was even telling you, they were one of the last ones to do it. Still hurts that they did it, but I think it's another way of them to push Game Pass. We have $80 games, but you pay this, you don't have to buy the game. You can just play it on Game Pass.
It's like the Netflix model. It's like you can pay all these games for a flat rate. That makes sense to me.
Yeah. Which the flat rate has been increasing year to year. So far, it's still worth it, in my opinion. It may not get to it if I'm paying $40 a month for Game Pass. I might have to cut that. The problem is they've also bundled like Xbox Live into Game Pass, which is really frustrating.
But you play a ton of games. Like whenever they
I
come
do
out, you
play a
always
ton
play
of
them.
games, but half of those games end up not being on Game Pass because the studios are like, no, we know what we're worth. We're not putting it on Game Pass. We want to be greedy too. So
like Game Pass, I think with games, that kind of can work. That model can work.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit
we
about
saw with
streaming last
GameFly way back in the
Yeah,
day.
dude.
You know
Heck
what I
yeah,
mean?
dude.
This isn't a new concept.
No, I mean Blockbuster had games too.
Yeah.
I never would finish the game from Blockbuster, but they had them.
I will say, like I've always told people when we go on stream and I talk about it, it's a golden age. I do think eventually Game Pass will go the route of Netflix and everything else, where everyone else has one. Ubisoft is trying to do that right now.
Ubisoft is not Xbox. Quit that.
If anyone has a subscription to Ubisoft Plus, you're an idiot. I'm just gonna $20 for Ubisoft games.
I'm surprised
You would have to pay me to play their games. The last good game they had was Odyssey.
I'm surprised that freaking EA doesn't have one because they're like the greedy.
They do
company.
have like EA Plus. They have EA something, but it's bundled into Game Pass. So I just get the EA thing for free. But all it means is you just get discounts on their games if you want to buy them.
You see Grand Theft Auto 5, 6 got pushed back?
Yeah, everyone's like, oh, thank God. Someone in our Discord is like, it's the only game that's going to be worth $100. I wanted to argue with them and say, no, it's not.
Do not pay $100 for games. Everyone,
for now.
Everyone was so hyped about Nintendo, and then like when they figured out how much it was like, okay, nobody buy it. Day one, bro, half a day had passed. Everything was already sold out.
Yeah. But people in my Discord and our Discord were talking about buying it, and I was like, "You're the problem if you buy this. You are the one selling into it.
You're rolling over. You're showing your tummy. You're flat,
do not buy the
tummy.
Nintendo Switch 2. Do not buy their video games.
Yeah.
When the DS, one of the DSs came out, the first 3DS, I think.
Yeah.
It didn't offer anything new. People didn't buy it, because they sold it at a higher price. No one bought it. They had to lower the price to get people to buy it.
Same thing with Wii U, I'm sure too.
We can do this.
Yeah.
Don't buy the Switch 2.
I don't know if you know this. We are better in numbers than they are.
Yeah.
We are the consumer. They market it to us.
Yes.
We don't have to buy every single thing
They have
put
flopped
out.
before. The Xbox One has flopped. The Wii U has flopped. We can do this, guys. Just quit buying their shit.
It's almost recession era Wii times where everyone had a Wii, but no one had a Wii U.
Dude,
the Switch is probably going to be the same one.
I'm telling you. So it's so frustrating. The gaming companies are fucking us over, and we're just like, yeah, here's my money. I'm going to complain about it on Twitter, though. Quit giving them the money. Yeah. Stop.
It also is funny that GTA 6 got pushed back more. Like,
yes.
How much further can we... it's almost the inside joke at this point. How much further can we go?
What's the Office quote?
Which one?
That baby could be the president of the United States and I would not care, or something like that. When Will Ferrell's talking about their baby or whatever. Like, GTA 6 could be the savior of the known world. I do not care about GTA 6 at all. I've never liked the GTA games.
They're sort of it's just Rockstar. It's like a new Rockstar thing.
I don't really like Rockstar IPs. I don't like their models and stuff. I've heard Red Dead Redemption 2 was like one of the best games ever. I just couldn't play it.
Never even looked at it.
Yeah. No. But yeah, that's my video game rant. Don't look at Steam chart numbers. Maybe look at it for games as a live service type thing. If you want to look at like Apex numbers or Destiny or Call of Duty, sure. Don't look at RPG single player games. It's stupid to try and look at that and compare and call it
stupid.
And also, you're gaining your own internet points. These studios don't care.
Yeah.
You know, they sold their games. Avowed made a bunch of money.
Yeah.
And it's backed by Xbox. They don't fucking care.
They're done.
Yeah.
Like they did.
They're on to the next thing. They're on to Outer Worlds 2, which we announced this summer. I'm super excited for.
I heard it was good. Outer Worlds fun.
Yeah, Outer Worlds 1 was fun.
Did you see that Minecraft is getting a re-release?
Why? Oh, yeah, to be like a block party thing. Yeah.
I don't like that. No. I think that's feeding into people being so stupid and dumb.
Yeah.
If anything's going to... I mean, look... it's the church thing, right? You ever
Yeah.
hear this? Get him into church no matter what. It's always like, a cute girl can invite the guy to church. It's like, get him into church no matter what, and then the message or whatever.
We'll keep him there.
It's like, okay, get him into theaters no matter what, then we'll go see other movies.
The movie will make him want to stay. No, it won't.
Not even the movie, just like it'll get them kind of reintroduced to going to the movies.
Oh, yeah.
So like get them in, we'll do a sing-along, we'll do a meme along. That's what it was, like sing-along, meme-along.
Mm-hmm.
Are they going to have like captions? How does this work? I think it's already out. I think it came out Friday. I think it was re-released Friday.
You can go with me with it?
No.
Damn.
That's going to be the worst. I already had a bad experience for theater. Oh, I didn't even talk about that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Thunderbolts was really bad. In Sinners, we saw that people on their phones, like people were...
Oh, yeah.
There was a lady next to me who talked through a lot of it. She was like making little comments to her friend and stuff, very loud.
My motto is you can talk during the trailers. The second the movie turns on, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, totally.
Or you can whisper to your friend who's beside you, like, oh, I think this is going to happen.
Yeah.
If I hear you, you're doing it wrong. Okay? If I see your phone on, you're definitely doing it wrong. If I hear a baby, get the fuck out. I don't give a shit. I'm punting that baby through the screen.
The baby will not remember that movie. It's like Disneyland. The baby's not going to remember Disneyland. You're making it harder on yourself for no reason.
You can't find a sitter? Fucking pirate that bitch.
Pirate a sitter?
No, pirate the fucking movie.
No.
You're coming with me, matey. Watch my offspring. I'm gonna go watch Minecraft at the movies.
That's so funny. There was a full breakup right to my left in Thunderbolts. There was a flashlight engaged.
What? A breakup?
There was a full breakup over text. I'm not even going to go into it.
You were just watching. You were.
I was listening. I was trying to focus on the movie. At quiet moments, by the way.
Yeah.
I just texted her. Oh, I just retexted her. There was like several people shushing them too. It was really bad.
Damn.
Anyway,
let it be known, the movie theater Hopper went to, I told him, we've told him, stop going to that fucking movie
but
theater.
it is like really close to my house.
Their bathrooms are disgusting. We've seen shit on the walls at that bathroom.
Suspiciously after I left the bathroom, by the way.
I've left reviews about how disgusting their bathrooms are.
Yeah, but it's just, I'm fine with it as long as the movie...
I'm not. I got to pee.
But that's not the theater's fault that people are...
They were out of toilet paper. I had to waddle to the door and have my girlfriend go get me some toilet paper. I was in the family bathroom. I thought it would be cleaner. It was just as gross.
Point being, it's not the theater's fault that the people in the theater were being crappy. You know what I mean?
They put the movie off center before. They've left the lights on, dude. When I went to watch Nosferatu, the first 20 minutes, the movie was off center until someone finally got up and went and told them. We watched them in real time. They didn't stop the movie. They moved it as the movie was playing back onto the screen. They also left, it was like an IMAX level loudness, but it wasn't like actually IMAX, so it was just making your ears bleed. The entire movie was so fucking loud. Fucking hate that movie theater. I don't know why you went back.
Because it's like really close to my house.
It's shit.
I just had to
shit
get it done.
from a butt.
Anyway, bad times. And I don't know if Minecraft is the problem, but I've noticed since Minecraft come out, I've had kind of bad experiences at the theaters. That's all I'm going to say.
That's true. Sinners was kind of bad.
Sinners was bad. There was teenagers like talking next to us the whole time. And they had their phones out playing on them.
Mm-hmm.
People in front of us were playing
That's
on
why
their phones.
me and Des, if we can help it, Tuesdays they do half off. We go to the VIP section for like $10 tickets.
Yeah. Much better.
Yeah, people pay for the VIP. They're up there to watch a movie. You know what I mean?
Let's go.
So
I will say there was a promo beforehand that showed Stitch eating someone's phone when they were playing on it.
Fuck yeah.
So
did you see the popcorn buckets?
I did see that, yeah.
They're just so cheaply made looking. So I was like, I don't know why I'd ever buy this.
Oh, I saw Stitch popping out of a popcorn bucket.
Oh, no, I talked about the
Mission Impossible popcorn bucket. It's got a little
The
key.
Thunderbolts one.
Thunderbolts was like Red Guardian's helmet or something?
Mm-hmm. It's so cheaply made.
I just don't. It's like, how much money you want me to spend at the theaters, bro? How much money we got to
That's
spend
another
to
problem.
fucking watch
Get them in the theaters. Dog, lower the prices.
Lower the prices. Open the schools. Lower the prices.
They don't. They have all their concessions as you walk up. Yeah. No prices.
Yeah, because
we know this is $10. You know this bag of Skittles is.
Yeah, if you have to ask, and maybe it's because they know you're going to bring in your own candy anyway. They don't fight you on candy. Like you can.
They just gave up. Like we know we're expensive.
Yeah,
just make it look like you're putting some effort in to hide it, and we'll be fine.
Another part of my Thunderbolts journey was that someone behind me was eating like a full pizza they'd brought in. Like they'd smuggled in like a Little Caesars pizza or something. Bro.
Yeah, what the fuck?
We got some canceled superhero projects we can talk about. Sergeant Rock was pushed back, I guess. Not technically. It was canceled. We got that news, and then it was pushed back. So maybe it'll still happen next couple of years.
I think it was just they couldn't find the vision for it. Like they said they couldn't get a script written or something like that.
I heard the script was fine. I heard it was just a scheduling conflict.
Oh, yeah, they could never find anyone to play Rock.
Well, I think they wanted Penguin, Irish Penguin man.
Oh, Lou Ferrigno. I'm just
Where
kidding.
did that name come from?
He's
Lou
deaf. He's got a
Ferrigno?
speech impediment. He's not Italian.
Where did that come from?
I don't know. It's Will Ferrell.
Colin Farrell, thank you.
It's Colin
It's
Farrell. I said
Will Ferrell.
That one wasn't a joke. That was a slip of the tongue
That's
right there.
so funny. They wanted him to play it, but I think there was just like a weird scheduling conflict with shooting, so they decided to push it. I think I like that this direction that DC's going in, where it's like if we can't get it perfect, we'll just push it back.
Yeah. Even though people are getting mad about it, it's like, okay, you want them to put out something subpar and then you hate on it anyway?
Right, yeah.
Shut up. What do you want?
Let them cook on the thing.
Yeah.
Gotta cook. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Zack Snyder, Blueprint.
Sure.
Just got to give it to James Gunn.
What about Jeremy Renner? Do you have
Yeah. So he literally said, yeah, they wanted to do Hawkeye 2, but they said, we're going to pay half.
Yeah.
What the fuck? No.
This smelled of a couple things to me, right? First of all, it smelled of shit.
Yeah.
The second thing was it smelled of, we don't really want to do Hawkeye 2, but if there's interest from the actors, maybe we'll do it.
Yeah.
And then the third thing was like maybe Haley Steinfeld's a bigger actress now. Maybe we're going to pay her more and let Jeremy Renner get the
or just pay them both more.
Yeah, you pay them both more.
Because
Disney,
Hawkeye,
you're actually the most profitable company in the world, probably.
in the fucking world besides Pokemon.
Well, I don't even know if that's true. I think Disney's probably got some money issues nowadays. But,
Yeah, probably, honestly.
But anyway, you've got enough money to pay people what they're worth.
Yeah,
especially if you already paid them in the first season.
Yeah. Oh man, it pissed me off so much. And Hawkeye was one of the better released shows in the Marvel stuff.
And it
was fun, Christmas special type vibes.
Yeah, yeah. And Jeremy Renner was from the original phase. Like he's from Thor.
He's the OG.
Avengers.
You know?
You can't underbill an Avenger.
Yeah.
Giving him a show instead of another movie is like kind of
he never even got a fucking movie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you give him a show over a movie and then you pay him less for the second season. I don't think that.
Fuck you.
I don't
think so. You gotta leave it to the men? Ladies, come on.
I love that delivery, dude.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
But I don't think they really wanted to make a season 2 of Hawkeye. I think they were just like, we'll just see.
But now they can blame Jeremy Renner. Oh, he didn't want to come back, so we can't do it.
It is very, very brave of him to talk about that, by the way.
Oh, 100%. He's fucking, what has he got to live for?
What? What?
He already almost died. He's half fucking robot now. Did you see how much of him is metal after that whole?
That's what he said. He's like, I got half of me run over, and now they want to pay me half.
Yeah.
Like Jesus, dude.
But for real, when he was on one of the late night show host ones, and he was talking about like half his fucking ribs, his arm, half his face and shit. It's like all got metal in it. Like they did extensive work. You have to be as rich as Jeremy Renner to get that. We would have just died.
If only there was like an app we could go on to talk about this too. You know what I mean? If there was like a Jeremy Renner centered app, we could just go on and talk about this.
What is that?
You never heard of that, bro?
What are you talking about?
I was doing a little joke. He made an app for himself, like the Jeremy Renner app. You don't remember? It was like,
no.
You can go on the Jeremy Renner app and talk about all the Jeremy Renner things.
Oh, cool. Does anyone use it?
No, it was a huge failure.
Oh.
But everyone to this day is always, whenever Jeremy Renner's in the news, it's always like someone quote tweets it jokingly being like, oh, I wish there was an app I could go on to talk about this.
Is the app still available?
I don't think so, no.
Damn,
It was, by the way, it was just his Instagram feed, like, it was like the main thing was his Instagram feed. He was still posting to everything. He wasn't like not posting.
I want that app. I kind of like Jeremy Renner.
Warm games. Ooh-ha! What is it? Good games. Absolutely nothing.
I always think of Rush Hour.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You got that, and also think of Small Soldiers.
Yeah, it's
what
been a minute.
Banger, dude.
Yeah,
Small
I need
Soldiers.
to watch it again.
Okay, Steven, I'm going to give you 10 MCU characters to celebrate the release of Thunderbolts, and I want you to cut 5 of them, keep 5 of them, and if you keep the 5, they get to stay around. If you cut the 5, they're gone forever.
Okay.
All right. Number 1, Thor.
Okay.
Keep him?
Oh, this is like a blind thing?
Yeah.
I'm keeping him.
Okay. Scott Lang, Ant-Man.
Cut.
Number 3, Bruce Banner.
Cut.
Cut the Hulk?
What's he doing, man?
He's big, he's buff, and he's green.
Yeah, he's a soy boy now.
Okay, Bucky. The Winter Soldier.
Keep.
Keep him? Okay, so far we got Thor and Bucky. You've cut Scott Lang and Bruce Banner.
Hell yeah.
Jack Russell. You don't even know who that is. It's Werewolf by Night.
Yeah, I never watched that.
You never watched it?
Cut.
You're cutting the Werewolf by Night?
Yeah.
To be fair, that's probably the safe pick because, like, I mean, he's in one project. I do like that project a lot.
Yeah, I know. You talked about it, and I said, I didn't even know this was a thing.
Go check it out, man.
I will.
You love werewolves.
I fucking love werewolves.
Why haven't you seen that yet?
Vampires, I think I like more, though.
Yeah. What about Loki?
Oh, man. Keep.
Got 3 keeps so far. Thor, Bucky, and Loki. Number 7, Shang-Chi.
Fuck. Keep.
3 to go, and you only have 1 keep left.
Mm-hmm.
Drax the Destroyer.
Cut.
Cut and Drax?
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy, man.
That's okay.
Okay. What about Shuri from Black Panther?
Cut.
You're cutting the Black Panther?
Yeah.
Is she still the Black Panther?
She's a cheap fucking knockoff.
Is she still Black Panther in continuity, or
I think so until that one guy grows up.
Yeah. They should have just given it to M'Baku.
M'Baku.
I like M'Baku.
I love M'Baku.
Okay, so number 10, you're going to have to keep. That's the Iron Man. Good.
Hell yeah. Keep
Good
him.
keep. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got Thor, Bucky, Loki, and Shang-Chi and Iron Man.
Hell yeah. Got some representation.
Pretty good list, yeah. Very diverse list. I'm proud of you.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're going to poorly explain the plot of a movie to each other and see if we can guess the movie.
First one. A delusional human searches for his dad.
A delusional human searches for his dad. You know, I was thinking Finding Nemo, but that's the other way around. That's a delusional fish.
He's not delusional, though. He's just
And
a
it's
fish.
not even searching for his dad. The dad's searching for
Yeah,
him.
searching for his son.
I guess Dory's delusional.
I was going to say, maybe Dory.
All the elements are there, but it doesn't really work.
No.
Delusional human searches for his dad. I don't know, dude.
There's lingerie involved.
Lingerie involved. I'm a delusional human searching for my dad. Elf.
Yep.
Rodent steals chances of orphan getting home.
Yeah, that's fucking Stuart Little. I love that because that's all you ever talk about with that. You're like, they took a real person's spot.
Yeah, I don't care. People, that's what everyone says.
Yeah.
That's funny though. Do you like Stuart Little? How do you feel about that?
Oh yeah, I love Stuart Little.
How'd you like to rub it from the inside, mouse boy?
Okay, so I screenshot this one. I forgot it.
You forgot the actual movie? So now we're both having to figure it out?
Hold on.
Just say it. We'll figure it out.
Creation of a mad scientist has an existential crisis.
It's just Frankenstein, isn't it?
No. One of the biggest franchises in the world. The biggest franchise in the world.
Pokemon? Mewtwo.
Yeah, Pokemon, the first movie.
God dang it. There was no thought in my brain that was going Pokemon on.
Yeah, I know. That's why when I saw it, I said, oh my God, this is perfect.
See, you looked these up. I just came up with this spot.
The problem was I was sitting here. One of them I wanted to do. I just couldn't do it. Was Ice Age.
Yeah.
I can't do this without accidentally giving part of it away.
That's what, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mine already gave part of it away.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's your second one?
Rodent and frog turf war.
Why? What's all the rats?
That's my theme of the day, rats.
Rodent and frog turf war?
Yeah. You know this one. In the sewers.
Oh my God, TMNT?
No.
Oh.
The rodents actually like the turtles in that.
Flushed away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not really a turf war, but
It's something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, third one. Boy plays video game, accidentally genocides.
Is it like Ender's Game?
It is Ender's Game.
I was like, God, I don't think I ever finished that
The one
movie.
I saw was boy accidentally commits mass genocide.
I was like, I don't think I finished that movie.
It was a long movie, dude.
I watched
That's
it.
like one of Haley Steinfeld's breakout roles.
Was it? Was she in that?
She was in True Grit before that.
Oh, yeah. That's what, dude, that's crazy that she's in that. I didn't even place her in that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
No, I watched that movie. There was one Sunday I was in college and I was going to go to church with my friend, and I was so sick I couldn't sleep because I had snot pouring out.
Yeah.
Of me. Sorry if you're sensitive to snot. And then I just went down to the dorm common room, and there was a movie on. It was Ender's Game, and I watched most of it, but I ended up passing out on the couch.
Yeah.
And I missed church, I think, too.
I watched Ender's Game late at night, and it was so long I fell asleep halfway through and
It
woke
seemed
back
good,
up for
though.
the end of the movie. So I missed the middle part. I woke up when they were doing the big fight scene at the end, and then they said, "Oh, this is aliens. You killed everybody."
Ooh.
And I was like, "What the fuck did I miss?"
Seems like both of us have seen the full movie between the two of us.
Yeah. Yeah, that was my third one, though. So what's your third one?
European rat comes to America.
Ratatouille.
No, he's French and he stays in French.
I know, but I didn't know if they were trying to.
He stays in French.
Stays in
I
French.
almost did Ratatouille, but that's way too easy.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Parasite takes over human to cook or something.
Yeah. European rat comes to America.
Yep.
Is it The Rescuers?
Mm-mm. That would have been good though.
No, I don't know it.
It's an American Tale.
Never seen it.
You never seen American Tale?
Nope.
Oh yeah, you had no childhood. We're gonna do our Cartoon Network Mount Rushmore. There was I think Variety. Someone put it out a Cartoon Network Rushmore, and it had Codename Kids Next Door and Samurai Jack on it, which like I respect, but like Courage the Cowardly Dog, they're all good shows, but they're not like the peak for me.
That's the thing for me. I'm gonna go ahead and be honest with you. This is not an objective one. This is my subjective.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. Subjective.
And I thought about putting Samurai Jack on mine.
He's good. I mean, it's tipping, but I don't know if it's there.
I'll let you go first.
Adventure Time, Ben 10.
I knew Adventure Time was gonna be on there.
It's the perfect show. I don't know what to tell you. I almost thought about it being like second, but I think Ben 10's second.
Yeah.
Second head. Billy and Mandy, third head. And then fourth head's tough for me, but I do think it's Teen Titans.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah. So mine was going to be Teen Titans.
Yep.
Ben 10.
Yep.
Samurai Jack.
Hell yeah.
Justice League.
Justice League! God dang it, bro.
Yeah.
You know what? It might take the place of Teen Titans, but I think Teen Titans meant a little bit more to me.
I think Teen Titans definitely meant a lot more to me than anything else on Cartoon Network.
Really?
It was the show. Like, I love Ben 10, obviously. Check out the channel. Teen Titans holds a special place in my heart.
It is funny. We talked about like Nickelodeon versus Cartoon Network last week. We didn't mention Avatar once. We didn't talk about Teen Titans at all.
Yeah. The big hitters.
The heavy hitters, yeah. Well, we talked about SpongeBob. I think that's the main thing.
But I mean, SpongeBob has fallen a lot in the past decade.
Yeah. So what was yours? It was Teen Titans.
Ben 10.
Ben 10.
You got to have Ben 10 on there.
I think so. I mean, it was the face of Cartoon Network. Whether Cartoon Network wants to admit it or not, it was the face of Cartoon Network for like decades.
Yeah.
A decade.
Samurai Jack.
Yeah. It's good.
And then Justice League.
Beyond the Binge, where we talk about what we watched this week. You watched a ton of stuff. I only watched one television show.
Yeah, it helps to be unemployed, so I watch a lot of movies.
Steven, look out!
No, so I watched a lot of movies. I've started the Terminator series again because I remember we talked about it, and it had been so long since I'd watched the original Terminator.
Yeah.
And that was the only one I watched besides Genesis. So I watched the first one. It was good.
Yeah.
It was the rare occasion, though, when I watched the second one, I was like, this is so much better than the first one.
That is, the Terminator 2 is one of the best sequels of all time. I think it might be the best sequel.
Yeah.
It definitely overshadows that first one, even though the first one's fine.
Mm-hmm. So I watched those two. I was going to watch Terminator 3, and that's the problem I have with streaming. You can't find it anywhere. It's only on Amazon to rent, and I'm like, 8 different streaming sites. Can't watch Terminator 3, which Terminator 2 is on like Paramount, but then Terminator 1's on like HBO Max or something. So watch those two. I watched Chronicle for the first time.
Good.
A good found flick.
Found footage
film.
Do you feel like, I think at the time I felt like that was sort of hokey, like that was sort of forced. Because I'm just filming my life. I'm just filming everything that happens. But nowadays people are doing that. People are vlogging the crap out of their lives.
Yeah, they were doing that because like the lady in there was a blogger.
Yeah,
you know, so it does have some relevance. I don't think it works as much for Chronicle as it works for like Cloverfield.
Yeah,
because with Chronicle, with them having powers and stuff, I want a bigger scope to see it. You know, I felt very confined within the camera, which I get is part of the found footage. But for that movie specifically, I think I would have rather it just been a regular movie.
Good Dane DeHaan show. I think that's Josh Trank who went on to Fantastic Four, and his whole career got ruined after that.
Yeah,
but he did. I mean, that Chronicle's a good.
First Chronicle was really good. A very we saw Michael B. Jordan's one of his first roles. Dude,
forgot about him. Yeah.
Great movie. Great twists. Good movie. I liked it. And then I've become obsessed with Guy Ritchie.
Oh, yeah.
I watched The Man from U.N.C.L.E. Great movie. Love that. So I've watched like probably half of his movies now. So I'm going to keep going. I've got King Arthur. And then I've got like The Covenant, which was more of a real like army movie I've got to watch with Jake Gyllenhaal in it.
You're giving yourself a mission.
Well, I think it's because Guy Ritchie has a very set way of making movies. Like, if you watch, like, The Gentleman and The Man from U.N.C.L.E. and Ungentlemanlike Warfare, they all have, like, similar vibes.
Yeah.
But then you've got, like, The Covenant, which is completely different, but I've heard really good things about it.
I'm trying to think of even Guy Ritchie's, like, style. Like, I feel like he's just very, like, kind of quick and frenetic.
Yeah, he did Sherlock Holmes movies.
Yeah, but, like, what is his style, you know?
He does a lot of cutaways, not cutaways, but, like, the cutting of the, like, the black bars and stuff with all of his movies.
The aspect ratio?
No, like, when they're moving, you've got, like, 4 or 5 things happening on the screen. They're all separated by black bars moving around and stuff.
Not in all his movies, though.
Most of them. But no, his feel is very like frantic. I feel like his movies are very frantic, but they feel good.
They feel like there's a lot of energy going on. It's a lot of like movement and
I like the way he did The Man from U.N.C.L.E. I was like, do more spy movies. I think you have a really good touch with spy movies.
He should not do any more live action Disney films. He did Aladdin.
Yeah, I don't want to watch Aladdin.
Big poop.
Don't want to watch Aladdin.
I think we're gonna, if you're cool with it, I think we'll do after the next week Disney ranking all the songs. We'll do all the live action. We'll rank all the live action Disney ones.
I'm with that. Yeah,
but we'll do a very specific.
We'll do like a month of Disney.
Yeah, we'll do like a specific set of rules, so we don't have to be like watching like the fucking Maleficent movies. I will have to watch that actually. I'll look into it and see which ones we need to watch.
Yeah, but yeah. So I just watched a lot of movies. Pretty much what I've been doing before I go to bed. Watch a movie.
Love it. Yeah. I watched the Four Seasons, the Fourth Season. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a show.
It's a show. It's also a hotel chain.
Yeah. Yeah. When I saw it on the docs, it's the Four Seasons. And then last night when I was scrolling that's another thing. I scrolled through 3 services to try and find a movie last night.
That's crazy.
Could not find something to watch.
Really?
Yeah, it took forever. I was going to watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. You had to buy that one or rent it.
Sucks.
I was like, well, where can I watch it for free? And I was too lazy to Google it. So I just went to the next streaming service. Amazon doesn't really have good movie selection. I'll say that.
It is crazy that like you have so many choices. It's like we've reinvented cable. It's like, oh yeah, we've got so many choices. There's nothing on.
Yeah,
it's always like
on.
that.
Yeah.
I will say, Four Seasons is very good. It's a TV show adaptation of a Alan Alda movie from the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 81, so like kind of 70s feel to it. But I've never seen it. I think I'm probably going to watch it after seeing this show and how good it was. Granted, I think Tina Fey is just really sharp and she's really funny and really witty. Like she has a really great sense of humor. All the stuff is really dramatic. It's interesting. It's sort of about like relationships and like the golden years almost, like the 50s, 60s kind of age people doing relationships. You got Will Forte is Tina Fey's husband, and they're kind of like very good pairing. He's more like emotional. She's more like a lot logistical. They have a very early conversation in the show about like soulmates, and this kind of follows through. Like she's more realism, and he's more fantasy, like love in his heart kind of guy, and that kind of follows through the whole thing. But they have 2 other friends, Coleman Domingo and his husband. They're a gay couple, and then Steve Carell is married to the lady from Reno 911. I forget her name, but she's really good in this. And it's very poignant. It's very, it doesn't like look down on anyone necessarily. Like Tina Fey obviously has her opinions on stuff, and you can kind of feel that through the material. But it's not like they
She created the show.
Yeah, I think it's like her and her company like reworked it for TV and stuff.
Yeah,
but like there's a certain thing that happens that's like ultimately you would think they're negative on, but they kind of do bring positive elements into it. And I shouldn't spoil it because it is good. I would recommend checking it out. Alan Alda does make an appearance. He's like, has like a little cameo in the beginning. He's like someone's dad or something, and he's like, they ask him like, what's your secret to like a long happy marriage? And he goes, just random sex. You just take off your pants and go in the next room. It's a sex day. Congratulations.
That's awesome. Dang, that works.
I'm sure it does. I wouldn't know anything about that. But
okay.
Sure.
You will.
I highly recommend it. Go check it out. I won't spoil too much. It's a comedy show.
Yeah.
30 minutes an episode, 8 episodes. Really short, easy to get through.
Pretty fast.
Fast. Love it. Yeah. Netflix show. Great job.
Good job. Probably get canceled.
I don't know that it needs a second season.
I wanted to watch Jupiter's Legacy, and I was like, you've really taken the wind out of my sails watching it because there's no next season. Not you, but Netflix.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I want to watch Jupiter's Legacy.
Yeah.
There's no second season. Why would I watch the first?
That is a big problem Netflix has.
Mm-hmm.
But this show, it wraps in a satisfying place. I don't think it really needs. And they could, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I loved all the characters.
Could.
The first episode really gets you involved. And it's a 30-minute show, so it's like, you think you need all this extra time to know these people. But no, like just with like one person going into a scene with another person and like, them showing how their dynamics work and them talking crap about the other characters informs their opinions. It also tells you more about those characters they're talking about. Really good. Well done. Tina Fey's a fucking
interconnected.
Great writer, bro.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I love that.
We got some questions to answer. This comes to us from Dante. So he stole it from Reddit. It says, red pill, you become a Greek god and inherit all their powers. Blue pill, you become a speedster on par with Archie, Sonic, and the same abilities.
Who the fuck is Archie Sonic?
It's Sonic from the Archie comics. I think he like does a whole thing where like he's so fast that he like transcends time and space or something.
No, Greek god.
You're picking a Greek god over speedster?
Yeah.
I thought you loved speedsters.
I love speedsters. Greek gods are immortal and they have way more powers.
I don't think speedsters are less powerful than Greek gods.
Yeah, they are.
Hermes
is a Greek god first and foremost.
and
he's not even one of the most powerful ones.
Which god are you picking?
Poseidon.
Why Poseidon?
I like fish.
I like horses.
Yeah, I like the horses. Like their main thing is kind of cool.
I'll probably take the speedster powers to like stop time and stuff. You know,
you're not stopping time. You're going faster than time.
Well, it's same difference.
Not
no diff.
Stupid. No, Greek god all the way, dog.
Steven's horny for Greek gods.
Yeah. Who wasn't back in the day?
The Greek gods themselves were very horny
for themselves too.
Hyperbolic says, do you think a family progression lineage series of Ben/Adult Brim Prime as one whole series, teen to adult Ken 10 as another whole separate series, and another separate series with Ken's kids and Ben being placed with Grandpa Max would work to revive the franchise without strangling creativity with nostalgia?
I think at this point anything would work.
Yeah.
Literally give us anything and we'll watch it.
Yeah.
We just want more Ben 10.
I do think Ben 10,000 is the way to go with Ken as a son.
Mm-hmm.
Just that way you can have some different storytelling potential. But I do like the idea a lot of Ben 10 being the grandpa. So maybe like in the in the future, like way in the future, we'll get something like that. We need the Ben 10,000 show first.
Yeah.
Since they kind of goaded us with it. Is that the right word? Goaded?
No, it was more like teased us with us.
Yeah. We got 2 really, really good Ben 10,000 episodes, like top of most fans' lists, Thank you for the question. Let's see. Oh, Hyperbolic again says, do you guys think there should be a bugless, I almost said bluegrass.
Oh, a bugless, yeah.
I'm dyslexic as shit. A bluegrass option in the Oblivion game for those who hated the original bugs, since they intended to also patch the unintentional ones. Why not leave a full option for a bugless experience?
No.
You like the bugs?
The bugs that they left were beneficial. Any bug that wasn't beneficial, they tried to get out. So there may be a few remnant ones. Yeah. Because they even say like one of the they released a patch like a couple days after the game launched, and it said, bugs removed, bugs introduced. All the bugs that were introduced were purely to help you in the game, right? There were exploits that were found in the game that they kept in there, and it helps define a Bethesda game. Yeah, and if it's not crashing your game, put the bugs in them.
Yeah. I also think it just represents that time period really well. Yeah. Like it's honoring the past while going forward with better graphics. And whatever.
I wouldn't even call them bugs anymore. I would just call them features of the game. Yeah. The ones that were kept in. They call them bugs though, just for nostalgia. So
I thought it was cool. I mean, I do understand where you're coming from, like bugless option. Like you want just like the newer updated version. Yeah. But I think the bugs are the way to go. Yeah. Especially with that game.
And some things are loosely defined as bugs when they aren't really. Like some of the ways that you can level up, they're not bugs. They're not even really exploits. Yeah. They're just playing the game. They just didn't see that was a way you could play it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
People call it a bug or an exploit just to get the clicks. It's really just part of the game.
Well, that's what I like speedrunners and stuff, because they're always like, this exploit, but it's just really like something they forgot to code in or whatever.
Yeah,
it's like,
it's not an exploit.
They forgot it. You can totally do that.
Yeah, if it's part of the game, it's part of the game. So, no.
Hyperbolic says, would you play the apparently not an April Fool's joke Power World dating sim?
Did we look into this after that question?
See if it's real or what? I think they posted a trailer of it or something. I
really don't think it's real.
Well, it could be. I mean, if it's real, I'd play it. Yeah, I'd probably play it on the channel for like a joke. Like
I wouldn't play it.
Just at all? You don't like the dating
sims?
No,
dating
sims. You're not a real gamer?
Because the thing, if it's fuck off. If it is a real thing, right? Dating sims are very detailed, actually. A lot of people think it's just like gooner shit.
I mean, that's where it starts, I think.
Yeah, but it's very detailed, sim shit. Yeah. And I'm not one of those guys who wants to like play life in a video game. I go to video games to escape life, not play a virtual life.
A lot of those games, I guess I've never played one, so I really don't have an opinion. Like I can't say for sure, but like a lot of those seem like they're for people that don't get out very much. Like you can simulate a dating experience at home.
Yeah. I have a girlfriend. It's not all it's cracked up to be. I'm just kidding.
Easy now.
I'm just kidding.
Easy now.
No, I have no interest in playing any type of sim game.
It is funny though that Power World is like wanting to date the monster.
That's the thing too, is like none of the pals are really even conventionally attractive for me.
There's a couple.
There's
the
not.
one with like the heart on the butt.
She's kind of freaky looking. I don't think she's that cool looking.
That's my kind.
Yeah, yeah. We know all about you and Xylene.
You like Xylene too.
Okay,
you were the first one to call her mommy.
No, I was not.
Roll the footage.
She is a baddie, I think. She's older.
That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah,
that ain't a problem. As long as she's not younger, I'm fine with it.
Mommy.
A little bit of a Dommy kind of mommy vibe, yeah.
Pokemon should do this too. Do a Pokemon dating sim.
See, that one I might entertain.
Which ones?
You know the ones.
Metagross.
Yeah.
Okay, this is from Dante, says, what's your headcanon for why Ben didn't go ultimate for the vast majority of his aliens?
Laziness. And probably stupidity that he forgot they even existed.
There's a bit of that. I also think there was this sort of dropped plot line, not really. But you remember when all the Ultimates were alive inside the watch? Mm-hmm. Ben, the very first episode, or maybe the second or third, I think it's the very first episode, he turns into an Ultimate and he comes back and his eyes are pink or glowy or something. And he goes, oh, that felt weird. He said that felt weird. Maybe he didn't like it. Maybe he knows it feels a little different, a little off or something.
Yeah.
Maybe he can feel the time coursing through him when he turns into I doubt it, but yeah. I just think it was.
Maybe he just doesn't like the way it feels.
Yeah, and I think it does introduce their what is it, sentience.
Yeah,
I think it gives them sentience. So it probably feels a little ghost freaky, right? Mm-hmm. There's already another brain in there or something. So I think that's part of the reason.
Yeah, I'm with that.
And I don't think they intended that to be a cop out for them being lazy, but
yeah,
it is what it is. This is from the Lightning Dude 12. He says, "In which universe would you rather live in? Scooby-Doo, Mystery Inc., the Ben 10 reboot, or Teen Titans Go?" Obviously, Scooby-Doo, Mystery Inc., bro.
Teen Titans Go.
You would want to live in the Teen Titans Go universe? That is a hellscape.
Not really.
It's like a Cartoon Network. It's like a cartoon nightmare, bro. You'd want to live in an
I have
ultra
the potential
cartoony.
to get superpowers.
But like Mystery Inc. is like so much more interesting. I feel like there's always like a heist or robbery happening. Or
Which
something.
Mystery Inc?
This is the one from This is the Derek J. Wyatt one. The
one that had like a whole story and stuff.
Yeah.
The one where like they all end up dating each other.
Yes.
Yeah. That one's close. The one where Fred's like in love with traps.
Yeah. He's like, I can love Daphne and traps.
Yeah.
I love that movie, that show.
Maybe that.
Definitely not the Ben 10 reboot. I feel like that's the same
lowest
level of like a bunch of crazy cartoon crap happening, but also I don't have.
I think I'm sticking with Teen Titans Go.
All right, well, more power to you. Back to Lightning. He says, "What would you do if you found yourselves teleported to the Hall of Justice in the Young Justice world and you couldn't go back? Depends on how old everyone is, but if everyone is of age, I'm cracking Miss Martian.
I was about to say,
cracking Artemis. Yeah, I'm cracking Zatanna.
We totally have chances with them too. Like it's totally for sure. You won't even. It'd be a Jackson Pollock's fucking scene. You know, don't put a fucking infrared light on that bitch.
A lot of attractive ladies that I had a crush on from very young age.
Get Wonder Woman in there.
Oh my God, Black Canary.
Black Canary.
That time when they think it's Black Canary,
Dog.
it's actually green.
Woof woof.
Yeah. I mean, I guess ultimately you would try to get powers.
Love her.
Love her. Even like the Red Tornado lady. Remember that?
She could get it.
She could get it. All
she
those
got
ladies,
that suction
with
the tornado.
Granny Goodness. Where was she at?
No. No.
I love Young Justice.
Yeah, such a great show.
Watch it eventually.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for the question. What? This is from Dante. Says, what show besides Ben 10 would you bring back?
Teen Titans.
Teen Titans Go! But then that's kind of what we got with Teen Titans Go.
I don't want Teen Titans Go.
Have you seen Teen Titans versus Teen Titans Go? The movie that came
No.
out?
I heard it was actually pretty good though.
I bet it's fun. Yeah.
I watched them push Bruce Wayne into an alley and watch his parents.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah. And then they play that joke on Robin, like, your parents are back. And he's like, my parents?
Oh,
they're
my
here?
God.
And they're like, no, we joke with you. It's like, oh, yeah, that's a good joke, guys.
Is that from that movie?
No, but it's from that show.
Oh, my God. What a terrible show. No, that's a good question. I would think like one of the big robot shows like Mega 6LR or
Symbiotic Titan, Generator X, kind of the ones that were gone too soon.
Even like My Life as a Teenage Robot's pretty fun.
Isn't that Nickelodeon?
It's Nickelodeon.
It's not specific to Cartoon Network.
Just whatever.
Yeah.
Even like live action stuff, bring back Luke Cage.
Tower High.
Tower High.
Yeah.
What was that?
Or Tower Prep, I'm sorry. Unnatural History. The live action things Cartoon Network tried to make and then they flopped because they weren't cartoons.
I watched a little bit of Destroy, Build, Destroy. That's all I ever saw.
I loved Unnatural History. I watched the entire season.
That's I mean, there's a lot of stuff to come back. Honestly, I mean, I think, and given enough time, maybe
anything can come back.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Young Justice come back after that groundswell.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good one to come back.
Maybe it didn't come back very well, but
a couple seasons were all right there.
Yeah, we got 2 seasons, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it is Young Justice.
Parts of it
were
good.
Hard to dislike it.
Yeah,
there is some weird stuff obviously later on, but it's whatever. Would you rather? Lightning says, would you rather be hit by the Speed Force Lightning and get Flash powers, or be hit by Green Monkey, or be bit by a Green Monkey and get Beast Boy powers?
Oh, Flash all day.
I kind of think I'm going Beast Boy.
I know you are.
I love Beast Boy.
You're a monkey at heart.
I am. Lightning says, again, if you could choose between having your own Omnitrix or be an avatar of the Red, basically the New 52 Beast Boy / Animal Man, which would it be?
Omnitrix.
Yeah, Omnitrix on that one. Because then you got aliens.
Yeah.
You can turn to some animals like
a
mouse or a dolphin or whatever they said.
That's stupid. I'm not listening to that.
This is from Dante. Says, what's better, powers based on magic or science?
It depends, right? So the science powers, you've got the mutant gene.
Yeah.
Right? So you got mutants. The meta gene is science. Flash is science.
Yep.
But then you get magic like Doctor Strange or Shazam.
Yep.
It's tough.
I think you have a higher threshold on magic, though. You can probably...
Ben 10 is science.
Yeah, but Ben 10 can also do magic. He learned some magic from his cousin.
Yeah, stupid.
I think there's a higher threshold. Like, think about how powerful Wanda is, how powerful Doctor Strange is.
Yeah.
Versus, like, if you're a certain meta, you only have a certain power limit. I think magic goes beyond that.
I think you're right. I think I'm going to go magic.
Even though I do love a lot of science-based powers.
Vandal Savage is science.
Yeah, I mean, most heroes I say would science.
Dark Side, science.
I mean, like Superman, science, essentially.
Yeah, because it's genetic.
Green Lantern, Wonder Woman. Oh, she's got magic.
Yeah, she's kind of both.
Yeah.
No, she's just magic. She's
pretty
not
magic.
Science. Yeah.
Sometimes she's like made out of clay or something.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Another Dante question. Would you rather have a battery on your phone or any device that would never run out, or your dream car?
They're both so low stakes, it's actually hard to choose. You know what I mean?
I think I go Dream Cars.
Like,
because
neither of
cars are
them
more valuable.
super impact my life,
Yeah.
but at the same time, it's nice to have. I think I'm going to go car, though, too.
Car would be just convenient, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like not having to worry about like your car breaking down all the time
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
We both have that problem. Both of our cars are not very great.
Yeah. All right. Well, this has been the Binge Warmers. Thank you for coming around. Be sure to check us out on Twitch, on YouTube. We do streaming. I'm going to try and get better at doing. I haven't been streaming for the past couple weeks. It's been a weird time in my life right now, but I'm going to try and make it to where I will be streaming this Monday when this video comes out. If it doesn't come out on Monday, I will have streamed Monday, but I'm going to try and get back on a schedule because I noticed some people came into the Discord and were like, so when do y'all go live? And I was like, we got to go live again. Obviously, you guys like it when we go live, so check us out. I will be on Twitch and on vertical format for YouTube. Might be playing some Oblivion, might finish up Dark Souls. I don't know. We haven't figured that out yet, but stay tuned for that. Be sure to watch anything else we have in the meantime. Go check out our other stuff.
Let us know how you feel about Thunderbolts. Obviously, check out our YouTube channel. We got shorts every single day.
Mm-hmm.
We're also doing... Next week's going to be Disney movies ranked on their soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
And then beyond that will probably be us ranking all the
live action
Disney movies.
And then we'll be doing Lilo and Stitch live action. See how that goes.
And maybe Mission Impossible, depending
maybe
on how
Mission Impossible. Yeah, if there's not enough to talk about for either of them, we'll do both at the same time kind of thing.
Yeah.
But
I'm sure we'll have plenty to talk about. But,
yeah, absolutely. But yeah, stay tuned on the channel. We'll see you guys next week.